Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I sure was like, what the hell is that sound that I'm hearing? Gigi brought her old ass and her ornery and stuff. How you came in here knowing you was sleeping and you gonna brush me? You ain't right, Gigi. You is not right. Don't do me like that. Ugh. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. As y'all see, the topic is, well, one of the topics. They went through a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the topics is, should men be buying sex out here? Should men be buying pussy? Another one was, hold on, I'll read y'all the exact title of his, but yeah, that's the overall premise. I want to hear what these damn fools got to say. Ooh, I did not know I played that beat, but that's fine. I like it. What song is this? Oh, I'm gonna think of the song in a second. Gotta go through my head. Oh, this the mic disc. That's what it is. What's up, Gabe?
What's going on? I have a lot to say about this issue. I'm from
I know you're gonna say it doesn't make you a bad person.
Bad person.
I know
yes,
you
it
coming
doesn't
with
make you a
that.
bad person. That's the party I stand for. It doesn't make you a bad person.
But now you ain't the old one I was talking about this time, B Sugar. I was talking about Gigi old ass coming here fucking with me. You are old, G. You older than me.
Why I was laughing. They like, that shit ain't funny. So they would start calling me that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember, like, RoboCop was a good movie. I remember that movie, so I get that part.
Okay, back to they 32 minutes in, he was talking about something before Tommy came. They said what they were going to talk about. Then Tommy played one of his songs called Dick Jones. I fast forward through all that. That's what we picking up it. He giving his opinion on the song Dick Jones.
But I'll add the Richard part. I'm not adding the part. I'll say.
So wait a minute. When you watch Dick by Techno,
I don't want
to hear whatever you're listening to in the background, Gabe.
You used to watch it. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
I watched that before. I never said his name though.
Dick Van Dyke. He had two of them. Dick Vermeil.
I ain't rocking
Dick
with that.
Cheney.
Yeah, it's, you know, all the names you name it, I ain't really rock with them, so I was always good. I was good to go. But now, Dick Jones.
Dick Gregory.
Yeah, you got me there.
See?
You got me there.
It's a lot of dick out here, man. It's a lot of it.
Pause. You gotta say pause after that. You gotta say, he definitely gotta say pause after that. You gotta say pause.
These men were called Dick. And they wanted respect. They didn't want you to call them Richard. No, sir.
What you go, Gigi? I think you talking freaky to me again, Gigi. You go show me that pussy. Is that what you talk about? You telling me to beat that pussy up with the gloves? I'm just saying, I interpret stuff differently, Gigi. You gotta let me know.
Oh, that's crazy, man. So I didn't know if you wanted to pick up with the buying box, or if you wanted to go through anything else, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me how you want to start. But y'all know, welcome to the run.
I always, you know, we go ahead and let age go before beauty, so you go first. Age before beauty, bro.
You see I stop moving, right? You see I stop moving. I ain't say that. But welcome to the rundown, man. This is the rundown with TNT, Tommy and Tazaryak, Tommy. We don't care which T you put first, doesn't matter to us. This is where we do a rundown of topics that we went
that we see. Their title is Rundown OJ Simpson, the left's obsession with LGBTQ, black women teaching to twerk and buying hoes.
Throughout the week, or maybe we see throughout the day. So I think
now, be sugar, it'll be the other way around. I promise you would.
Got on the docket today.
I had Gigi baking cakes and shit.
OJ Simpson, the LGBTQ with their obsession, the left with their obsession with the LGBTQ. And what sparked that one in particular, the OJ ain't got to explain.
See, I'm probably like the Family Dollar seasoning, and she probably like Old Bay, but we both seasoning stuff, you know.
I'll be talking about that, but the LBG.
No, I'm not, Juju. No, I'm not.
He won.
Sinetta got a backup channel where he be talking shit at that I found out from Diva Tomboy the other day. Sinetta, he didn't turn into a regular hood nigga.
I saw Tommy do an interview with this lady, and he made some very
GG, fuck around and take the challenge.
Excellent points with that interview. So I wanted to talk about that because I do think the left has an obsession with that. And can women
GG stand for great grandma.
Damn.
Are women only black women only?
I'm cooking. I am cooking.
Which to teach our children how to twerk.
She gonna hit the link.
I don't know what's been going on. Like in the past week, everything I see online is a mother with the kids twerk. Like it ain't enough for her to twerk. She gotta have the ladies in there. Excuse me, her children in there twerking, boys and girls. Like I'm getting flooded with tons of content or videos of this. And then the last one is can you buy vagina, or can you buy box, or can you buy pussy, whichever word you choose to use for the acronym for it. And I think that was sparked by, I think the young boy Kai is being accused of paying, what, $5 grand?
I ain't even mad at him for Layla Red. I'd have paid for this. She just got that freaky look. I ain't even mad at him about it.
For $5 grand.
Listen, that's a... You know what's a trip? What's a trip to me is I would think that somebody like him would be so...
Well, she claimed that he was supposed to give her 10, but he only gave her 5. And so she called herself coming online blasting him. But he got her recorded. She done took nudes of this nigga while he was sleeping shit and posted it on Twitter. And you know Twitter don't block shit. So she got his dick out on Twitter, and she was talking about putting more shit out, and he got on phone call saying, he was like, you know that's against the law, right? You can't be threatening, that's revenge porn. You're threatening to put out private images and shit of me because you mad.
Are you at the point where you're doing non-disclosure agreements now? Almost.
I think he had her sign one after when he gave her the 5,000. I think he said he had. He got her to sign one.
Doing that soon. Can't trust these women.
Well, he knows now. After this time, he knows to give him the NDA before. Before you send the $50 in the Uber and everything, you need to fax that motherfucker over, email it or something. Mm-hmm. Get an e-signature, something.
Needs to be notarized. Exactly.
Popular.
But I ain't mad at him for fucking her at all. I'm not.
That he shouldn't have to pay $5 grand for it.
Well, I think that's what people keep getting misunderstood. And somebody in the audience wanted me to throw 2 more dicks at you. No Diddy, no doubt. They told me Dick Tracy and Dick Sporting Goods. You know before that. I saw the Dick Sporting.
I forgot about Dick Tracy and Dick Sporting Goods. Dicks.
Listen, I was hoping you ain't see that one because I would have to ride with that one ball. That's a major pause right there.
Can't let you get past that. Like I said,
right.
A lot of
I see.
A lot of dick out there you can't avoid it.
We gotta let the ladies say that, and that's where we get the 304s from. The ladies said that, so we can't say that. So I don't know. Do we want to start with OJ? Because okay, let's go with Kai. Right, his name was Kai Sennett. Am I saying it right?
So that would be saying that you my sugar mama, ma'am. That's what they would be saying.
I Sennett, and I look at it and you say like that's a lot of money for some box. He got a good personality, or he got a name he shouldn't have to. I don't know if you remember a young lady by the name of Heidi Fleiss, and Heidi Fleiss was called the Hollywood madam. There were Hollywood guys like Charlie Sheen and all the biggest name of them.
How they gonna call you my boy? How they gonna call me your boy toy unless you old, Gigi?
Would go straight to this woman to be able to buy a pussy. Now again, Charlie Sheen didn't have to buy it. Why did he like buying it? Now from a person who buys, I mean, I know somebody who does it. I can say this. A lot of times you do it because it's a power play. Like you're looking at it and you're saying, I really, like, I don't want to play the game and I don't have to. And I got a lot of money and I want to just spend it on some shit. And one of the coolest things in the world, I know people hate slavery, but it's really cool to buy somebody and make them do what you need them to do, and they have to do it just to get paid. Like it's a power trip that you don't come here to talk. I ain't got to use no.
I don't. He just said he do. He don't do it every time, but yeah, he just said he do. I've never. The power play never crossed my mind. Niggas was just horny. Better picking up.
You gonna have to do what I tell you to do. It's like when I got the garden out there to do. I stand out on the porch sometime and tell him, hey, you gotta get that. Now I could go garden my own garden. I don't like it. I like the fact that I can make you do it. I can pay you to do it. So that's one thing why people do it. Another thing is just the convenience. You don't want to have to go through playing the game with somebody and pretending you like them or pretending they like you. That's how you end up getting your tires slashed. That's how you end up getting your windows broke when you don't do whatever they want them to do. But check it out, people you pay, they typically go ahead and do their job. Now, when it comes to the Senate position, here's my problem. There's a lot of black women who are willing to admit openly that they sell pussy, and that should be something that concerns us. Not only do they... Well,
Tommy and Tazari, I don't know if y'all know this, but Layla Red is a porn star. So, yeah, that just come with her job. That comes with the occupation. The occupation has, she sell pussy. Because she's a prostitute, not a prostitute, she's a porn star. Porn star, prostitution, all is hand in hand.
Admit that they sell it, but it seems like they're going out of their way to try and hurt men, destroy men's reputation.
You laughing, but yes, niggas do it all the time. That's why he just brought up Charlie Sheen. He was like, Charlie Sheen not about no pussy. What he did? Yeah, the prostitute don't nag. They get their money and they go. That's not your girlfriend. They ain't complaining about shit.
So how is it that the person who sold the pussy is looked at in a higher light than the person who bought it? How is it that when black women do things to these black men, if it was a white woman doing it,
prime example, he probably buy pussy. Say something about the ones that's selling the pussy.
He like, see,
not gonna do it.
What them white women do, but there's an overabundance of black women doing it. So I'm gonna throw it at you.
Yeah, that's the side effect of him doing it. He must have been hitting them hoes bare.
Why is it that these women are so open with saying that they selling bots out here? And why is it that we got more of a problem with the man for buying it than the woman for selling it?
Okay. So to answer your question directly, then I'll give my spiel on what I think about buying it. Is that
he sent Tazariak a mic because he noticed their sound was fucked up on the streams. He sent him a microphone. Yep, it's him.
Because the man is the power. Period. That's why the man is looked at, and the man should be looked at. Because the only reason a woman can be a whore is because a man desires the whore. So you're desiring that service. So because you're desiring this service, like whores would be out of business if black men could control their dicks.
Why the fuck you say black men, bro? That's not, prostitution is not limited to black men. That's, damn. And it's in the Bible, G. So that ain't true. You think when the world got washed away and stuff, prostitution would have went with it? Nope, stayed around.
There would be no profession of whoredom, at least for black men. If black men learned how to control what they put their rod in, control their lust, control their over-sexualization, there would be no whores. And so that's why when a man goes through it it's not even about a black woman. It could be a black woman. It could be a white woman. It could be an Asian woman. When it's found that you're buying whores, the man is always going to be looked at first. Now, if you're a poor man, it's damn near going to be, unfortunately, in the worldly environment, it's damn near going to be more acceptable than if you're wealthy. Now, that could be a respect of persons thing, because of course, in a normal person's mind, a rich person shouldn't have to buy. But like you said, it's a power trip. It's not that they have to, it's power, which almost makes it worse because it speaks to a level of insecurity that they may have.
Don't make my pound cake, Gigi.
That they cannot have this power unless they buy it. As opposed to somebody like me, I would rather just have the power to make you do it without buying. I would rather have you give up your mind, give up your soul, give up your body, give up everything without having to say, hey, I'm going to pay you XYZ to do it. Now, from a whoredom position, I was just looking up some scriptures, and in Deuteronomy 23, I mentioned this before, it says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. So that's my position on it. There is no such thing as a man should be buying anybody's pussy at all.
The Bible that is prostitution has been real since the book was created, sir. Mary Magdalene was a hoe.
There shouldn't be no position like that, because for us, the Bible says when you have sex with a woman, that's your wife. Like when Christ was talking to the woman at the well, and the woman said, I don't have a husband. She said, Christ said, thou hast well said, because thou hast had 5 husbands, because he was calling her a whore because she slept with 5 different men. So even Christ called women hoes.
How he know she had slept with 5 niggas?
Exactly.
That was out here passing it around. In Ecclesiasticus 41 and 17, it says, be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother. Like, whoredom is not something that we should approach. Tobit 4 and 12 says, beware of all whoredom. So when it comes to buying prostitutes, because that's essentially what they are. Anybody that will allow themselves to be bought for vagina, you're a prostitute or a whore or 304, whichever acronym you choose. And the reason why men are going to be looked at as either silly or why would you do that? Why would you get yourself caught up like that? Because men are always in power. Just to answer the question.
Well, I'd like to rebut that. Okay. Actually, the idea of making fun of men is a new thing. Men sowing their oats and fucking women has always been acceptable in most cultures. Women not. Blacks have turned that on their head, and now the women are out here being as sexual as the men. That's why she can come out. It used to be a shame, not a badge of honor to say I've been selling pussy. So even what they...
Yeah, because females would tell you quick, man, I'm out here running through these niggas. They talk just like us.
Look at it as, well, the man did that because he was just sowing his oats. He had the power. And when you said that he shouldn't do that because he had the power, or it shows insecurity, I'm not insecure because I won't get under my car and fix the car. I'm not insecure because I didn't go down there and put that sheetrock up. Well, I could have. I'm not insecure because I didn't go look at the HVAC stuff. I could have. I'm not insecure because I don't go cut my grass or clean out my pool. I ain't touched that pool. I've been at that pool for years. I have never cleaned it out. That doesn't make me insecure because I pay someone else to do it. It actually makes it where I have this weird fetish of liking to watch people work. I really do like to say that the money I'm throwing away, just like Uber Eats, the money I'm throwing away makes you come bring me my food. I don't know why. It's probably not a good thing, but I really do get a kick out of that. I like going to restaurants and tipping somebody something where they say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I'm like, that little bit made your day. That makes my day. I don't know why. I look at it the same way. I like to have that power over that woman to say, in order for you to get what's in my hands, like a Scooby snack, you got to do what everybody tell you to do. And you can't come here and try to talk to me. I'm not going to give you, no. I'm not going to order you no food. I am not going to even give you no drink. I'm going to make you work for this. And I'm going to make you work real hard for this. I'm going to make you go home feeling disgusted at yourself. Now, that's not saying that that's how I feel. I'm just saying that that's how a lot of men feel about when they're paying for almost anything. Because again, you got to think about it. What kind of man would watch another man cut his grass? He can cut his own. Why do you think he's sitting there with lemonade watching this man cut his grass? Because he knows that's that man, like that's his livelihood, what you just threw away. This is why men talk about other men who marry they hoes. I used to do all kinds of stuff to that woman. You up there and put a ring on this bitch. We look at it like that. Like it's like I'm looking down on you. The thing that I threw away is the thing you cherish.
That's a good point, right? Now, my father taught me that the concept of sowing your oats.
No, they don't. They don't ask. Just like the normal person don't ask. They just don't.
Like you said,
you would hope that most of these people aren't just sleeping with prostitutes raw.
It's a shameful thing. And a lot of times we don't look at the effects of what we do and what it does to the people surrounding us. So as you gave other examples, I give other examples. When black men decided to sell drugs and be bitches and shit like that, they didn't think about the ramifications of, in their mind, I'm just selling drugs to make money, but they're not thinking about the houses that they destroy. So when we talk about sowing your oats, how do you sow your oats? Sowing your oats means you go sleep with a bunch of women. You don't marry them. You don't tell them you want to be with them until you're ready to get married. So now you're hustling all these women. So you're throwing all these women away. And so you know what you're teaching these women? That their bodies don't even matter. So I might as well let everybody have sex with me. Again, that's our fault.
But some women are letting go.
It's our fault for how they think. So they weren't raised to not just sleep with anybody. Okay, then. Just women have no brains. All right, then. Go ahead, Cap.
We've categorized them. Men have always done that. Whores were categorized and put in a place. That prostitution has been a thing. They were put in a place. You didn't marry them, and they understood that scarlet letter would walk and stay with them. Right. So there was not, and as a matter of fact, it was a deterrent for other girls to not do that because they would see the type of life that girl would do.
Two things
it's like watching people pick up trash. Most men would tell their kids, you don't want to be a janitor like that. You don't want to be a trash guy. But guess what? We need janitors and trash guys. So that's what I'm saying. The world needs ditch diggers. So you're putting out ditch diggers as you say we need them.
So here's the problem with that, though, because again, even when you say we've been doing it forever and there was always a space for that, we're again saying that men can't control their dick. The solution to whores is a man having more than one woman. That's one solution. Like when you think of whores, see that once again. So now you almost gotta pick a side because no girl as a child. A little girl as a child does not say, when I grow up, I want to have men pay me for sex. No child, no daughter grows up like that. Circumstances create that. And usually those circumstances come from either being molested, either being hustled.
Sexy Red got put out of a school. She had an appearance at a high school. I don't know what the fuck for. But she showed up with her titties out and smelling like weed, and they told her she couldn't come in. She was mad. I think they probably didn't even care about her titties being there. I think they cared more about her smelling like weed.
Weed part.
Why would you go to the high school smelling like weed? You couldn't wait till you couldn't have smoked and then took a shower, got dressed, and went there. You had to smoke in the car on the way there.
Yeah.
They're being pimped or lied to. Or
it's called dental dam, Leah. Don't nobody use that shit. Remember they talked about that and How to Be a Player.
Yeah, that's
not How to Be a Player. Whatever movie that was it. How to Be a one of them damn movies. When he said you got to stick it before you stick it. It's a dental dam.
Drugs. And all of those things, all of those four things come from some man doing it to that woman. And then that woman devalues herself less and less and less and less and less. And then she accepts it. So no woman grows up, no daughter grows up wanting to be a whore. Life has a way of doing that to them to where that's all they accept. You got men that are predators that go out to these.
How come you don't have a uptick of men prostitutes? Because they get abused as well.
High schools, or say find a girl that maybe be a runaway or something like that. Then they talk to them like, hey man, you know, I can take care of you. I love you. I do that. And then now they're seduced into a lifestyle to where they believe that's their only out. So if we're talking about why do men are looked at as bad, is because whether you pay for it or not, you're in the position of power. When you brought up the grass and stuff like that, then now this weather's changing, so I got this grass outside. I'm not about to cut that grass. That's not my gift. So I'm gonna go and find who's good at the yard work. Now I don't watch them. I'm not one of those that got to watch them while they do the work. I'm gonna pay them. They're gonna go ahead and do the work, and they do a really good job at doing their work. But that's what you call a honest or respectable profession.
Dude, I'm telling you, just do it one time. Go sit out there on the porch, put some lemonade beside you, put your feet up, have you one of them hats that go like that, and have a whip in your hand. And just
no, man, shut up, Tommy. I was never the type. I didn't like people watching over me while I worked. So I for sure don't want to watch over them while they work.
You have a good time. Just sit there with the whip. Don't whip it at them. Just go. Just whip while they cut the grass.
Even so like now that's a crazy ass fetish to want to see that. Now if they was white, maybe I do it. If they was white, maybe I get the slave. Maybe I get the whip out. If they white, let me tell you, if I ever get somebody that's white, maybe I do that. Maybe I'll get my little.
I'm telling you, I've had plenty of white people come work on my house, and I'm telling you, I sit up there and watch them. I talk to them through the camera when they'll be working, and I'll just to let them know I'm looking at you. I'll talk through the camera and say, could you please close that door? It's some
old. They probably be mad as hell. Y'all know. I know they be mad as hell when you do that shit. That got to be crazy, man. I'll probably say, hey man, take your money back. Take your money back.
But they don't, because they need that check.
That's abuse.
That's you making sure they ain't fucking off on the job.
Work. I ain't never had nobody say, you know what, enough of this. Same thing with prostitutes. I've never had them say, you know what, enough of this. Here's what we.
But I guarantee you, if prostitutes could have another profession, they would have another profession. That's the old.
Now let me tell you why that's not true.
Okay.
Do you think that these girls who are selling their ass can't do something else, or do you think they can't make money?
I think the girls that are selling their ass have been trained to believe that's their only.
Bruh, that was a simple fucking question. Do you believe these girls that selling their ass can't do anything else, or is it that they can't make money that quick? They don't have to sell ass, sir. That's bullshit saying I don't think they can. They in a real world where they see people not selling pussy every day, working a job. They just don't want to do it because it's quick money. They not used to working for 2 weeks or a week. They used to coming home with cash every day.
Way of life.
That's quick money. And if you've ever dated,
I'm not denying the quick money. No, I agree. It's quick money. But when they
he could go work at Walmart and get another profession.
Saying $40 a day. I think it's $40 a John. They sleep with 10 niggas a day. That's $400. If they charging 40.
Right.
It's not like they stand. It's not like they getting with one person and it's $40 the whole day. That nigga probably in there 20, 30 minutes tops for them 40. See, on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, when you make that kind of money once, it's very difficult to go back to something else. People don't understand what that's like. If you eat steak, it's very difficult to go back to hamburger.
Facts. But now that drug dealer, the first time he sell it, I remember the first time when the cat, even that's predatory. Like when I got into the game of hustling, it was because of the older cats in my neighborhood come and say, hey man, just take this up the street. Just take this bag up the street. Don't worry about it. You're going to take this bag up the street. I'm going to give you this some X amount of money.
See, that's some New York shit.
Yep.
Something like that. Then after you take the bag, because they give you the money, you think, okay, I just need you to stand on the corner. When this guy come up here, you're just going to hand this to him. Don't worry. No, that's not a bad thing. He helping. Like they hustle you into thinking that, okay, this is okay. But when you out there the first time doing it, what are you nervous about? You're nervous about getting arrested. You're nervous about getting robbed. You're nervous about all of that. So it's the same thing with a young girl. When that brother or sister in some cases is convincing this woman to sell her body for money, and that first time it's the same thing. There's nervousness.
Sorry, I hate to break this to you, but most of the prostitutes now don't have pimps.
And they're gung ho about it too. They're up, they'll swan dive into the bed. They're ready.
Fear, because a woman don't want to do it. She thinks this is the only option. And I guarantee you, if we talk to 12 prostitutes, 11 of them.
You didn't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I said pimps we trying to get you.
Who?
Pimps.
Oh yeah, they do.
Okay, I guess that's it.
Gonna say that they was touched or molested as a child, and that's why they stopped caring about themselves or caring about their body. And not only were they molested as a child, either their parents or nobody cared. It was probably by a relative or something like that, and that's why they didn't care. And so it was very easy. And that's who predators look for, or pimps, or harems, or what do you call a woman? What do they call a woman? The mistress or the madam? What is a woman called?
Yeah, you gotta call it madam.
Yeah, or the madam. That's what they look for. They look for, it's just like a person that wants to get you to sell drugs, look for a specific type of person. A person that's convincing a woman to sell her body is looking for a specific type of woman to convince to do that.
Now let me give you another.
Okay.
I ain't look for nobody to sell no drugs. I just peeped what they was buying, and then you front them something. That was the thing. They was already doing it though. I didn't recruit nobody. They was already doing the shit.
I used to do a little pharmaceutical sales. Huh? When I did it, I was afraid of getting caught, yes.
Right.
But I wanted to do it because I saw people doing it and I saw what they got when they did it. So I didn't walk into it saying, I don't want to do it, and nobody had to convince me. I had to tell them, hey, look, I'll do this. I'm ready to get in the game.
Fuck with your boy. Don't miss something.
So I was sitting there and I was watching these women. There's some girls that we've all known them when we were young. Didn't matter what it was. This chick was fast, is what they called her. She liked sucking dick. She used to suck her thumb, suck her pacifier, and every damn thing else. She liked sex. There are things that are called nymphomaniacs. They exist. These people enjoy what they do. There's some women who really get a kick out of fucking people and fuck people for free like that. It's a gang of them. They'll be your wife. I know a few of them where they was your wife and they couldn't stay married because they couldn't stop fucking around. It didn't matter what anybody did. This bitch just liked giving out pussy, and she would give it out for free. You don't have to pay her. She just fucked. So that being the case, there are some people with skewed mindsets like that. It is the same thing throughout life. There are people who just enjoy stuff that we think are crazy. Serial killers. We think it's crazy. This nigga enjoys killing people. So we got to stop looking at women as if they're constantly being victimized, when there are a lot of women today who are doctors, lawyers, and still doing some shady shit with their body because they like it. Not because somebody forced them, because they like it. There are girls who right now, and I know a few of them, who are in college or got good jobs. I know one that's an accountant. And she says she just likes selling pussy. She gets a kick out of it. It's a rush. that niggas is willing to pay her to sleep with her, and she likes sex like that. So she thinks, well, I get this extra money and I get to live. She said, I still make more money doing this. Now, is it right?
Everybody ain't got
But we
age
do have to acknowledge that we
I had to say like women, not all.
Women doing certain things, because it's not true. It wasn't true what happened with Samson. No man touched that woman. That woman was just a deceiver like that. Some of these women are just born that way. We hate it. Some people are born with cancer. Some people are born with shorter legs. Some people are born with all these weird things. When sin came into the world, that came with it.
Yeah, I never make anything absolute. I was only speaking from a power position, so I don't want to make it seem like every woman that's a prostitute has that history.
Nigga, you said S12. You said S12 of them and 11. That's damn near absolute. The fuck? That's still over 100%.
I guarantee you, majority of them are. A majority of them have. But the Samson thing. Now, here's the important thing with Samson.
Now, you better make an excuse for Samson being a dumbass and letting his hair get cut off.
Remember that scripture I read, be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother. His parents told him, don't date this heathen woman. They knew. They knew that what God said would happen to us. What God said would happen to us is that, hold on one second. Hey, Mika, you can just kick that cat out the room. You ain't got to warn him. You can just kick whoever that is that you keep warning. You ain't got to keep warning. You just kick them. That's why I got you as a mind. So when God warned us that when we sleep with these heathens, they're going to turn us away from the Lord. And so because he didn't listen to his parents, and here's how simp. Now, Samson was a simp. As strong. Listen, Samson was bold. He was strong, had all this power and might. But when it came to a woman, he was a simp. Because listen, this woman locked.
That's all men, G. We are Samson.
Lied to him like 3 times. She ain't just lied to him once. He telling her all these things that he gonna lose his power if you tie me in ropes, if you tie me in this, if you tie me in that. And his simple act, every time they come and try to kill her, he go crying to her like.
It's okay.
I've lost my hair 3 times.
He's the prototype. Like that's like the first official simp in existence that we had record of.
Adam.
Adam. Okay. Right. Adam forgot about Adam. But the reason why I'm saying with Samson, like Samson got to be above Adam because at least Adam just made the mistake. Of course, he made the major mistake. But reason why I'm putting Samson above is because Samson just kept going back. Like let's say if you meet a woman or I meet a woman, that woman give us some advice. We listen to that advice. That's the worst advice we could have listened to or whatever. But we never listen to that advice again. You can say, okay, he made the mistake, but he learned from the mistake. Samson he got his eyes popped out his fucking sockets. Like they popped his eyes out his sockets and lost all his power and everything because he gave his power to a woman, which is amazing. He didn't know it was gonna be that kind of story. He had no idea. He told her
the first time a man ever listened to a woman according to the Bible. Look what happened, yours truly. That's why we don't listen. We learn from Adam. We learn from him.
Y'all ain't learned shit from Adam. Y'all ain't learned.
We learn not to listen to y'all ass.
Yep. Certainly have.
If you listen, you'll be better off if you listen. Period.
Look where we're at now.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's what Adam thought too, and he got kicked out to God.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to have a baby mama and listen to all that nagging and shit.
And then his sons had a quarrel and a death and all that.
He had to work. He didn't know what work was until he ate the apple. Then all of a sudden he just had. That's what the Bible said. He had to work. I don't know what his job was or what the fuck he had to do. How did he learn how to do the work? That's neither here nor there. But it said he had to work. and it passed down to us. So that's why we don't listen to women, yours truly, because y'all fucked us up.
Thanks a lot.
So how many times there's been incidences where you felt like you should have listened to a woman? Just be honest. In situations that you look back on, you can say, I should have listened to the woman.
Never.
You a liar. You a liar. I can't
recall a one, Drew.
I know you can't recall a one, sir. I know. But I can guarantee you, there's plenty of incidents where you should have listened to the woman.
Absolutely not.
I'd rather be cold.
That's true, yours truly. That's a true fact. Y'all listen to respond instead of listening to understand or even comprehend. You motherfuckers don't comprehend. You don't soak shit in.
Man, secret ladies, we listen so y'all can shut the fuck up. It's not to respond to none of that. It's so y'all can be quiet. Maybe if I get quiet, she'll stop talking. She'll think I'm taking it all in.
No, that don't work. You wanna know why? Because y'all so slow. You get quiet and just go to looking dumb. You go to looking like you ain't even paying attention.
Then they be like, "What you said? Did you hear what I said?" Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why you ain't saying nothing? It's nothing to say behind it. I'm listening.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Gabe, hush.
Absolutely not, Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Right. Word.
See, idiots, straight up idiots. Because if you weren't idiots, you would be able to have a damn conversation. You would learn how to listen and comprehend and learn how to have a. See, that's the problem in a lot of relationships, straight. No communication. None.
See,
because y'all are idiots.
We learned that y'all don't know how to communicate, so we just stopped trying.
That's a lie.
Y'all
That's
don't.
a lie. That's a lie.
Y'all got feelings and emotions and shit, and we don't know how to deal with it.
So what the hell we supposed to do around here? Robots? We supposed to have enough emotions?
Well, that would help.
We supposed to be AI and shit? What the fuck?
I don't know. Whatever they were doing before they ate the apple, I don't know.
You know what? I can't.
I'm just saying.
Living in paradise?
Man said women can't keep up with his conversations.
What did you just say?
Man said women can't keep up with his conversations. That's what man said.
I know Slow Coat Mad didn't just say that. Women can't keep up with my convos. Oh my God. Now see, it finna be some issues now. It finna be some real life. Women can't keep up. How hard is it to keep up with a man's conversation? It ain't hard at all. All you got to know is your ABC. That's it.
And how to cook. Yeah, gotta cook.
Shut up. Just shut up, Trey.
Or order DoorDash, that's fine too. It's 2024.
Trey, if you marry a woman and all she does is order DoorDash, you slow.
I'll be happy. It won't bother me. We still eating, ain't we?
Cause you slow.
Whatever.
Man said when you know a lot and they don't, it's an unbalanced convo. Well, man, you should get with women that's equally yoked. Like you shouldn't, man. You got a little brain, you got a little sense, so you shouldn't get with motherfuckers that don't know nothing. Then you won't have that issue. Get with someone that's equally yoked.
Man, how dare you say that when they're the most educated? How dare you?
All of them ain't educated. All of them are not educated, Trey. And then see the thing with Mad, it's a kind of sticky situation. Cause Mad be knowing some shit that don't nobody know but Mad.
The man.
That motherfucker be talking like that. You be like, huh? You just feel dumb.
Huh?
Exactly, yours truly. They don't. Yours truly. So don't.
Y'all don't know how to listen. We talk, y'all just don't listen.
Try by.
Y'all don't listen.
Because most of the time when y'all talk,
strong and independent.
so most
Can't
of
nobody tell y'all nothing.
Cause most of the time when y'all talk, it sound like this: want, 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 want. That's why.
If your woman asking you what's your power, you keep beating my people up. What's your power? And then you tell her 3 times what your power is, and she tells her people so that they can come and kill you. Are you gonna tell her what your real power is?
No. Here's what happened. She didn't actually tell him. She would tie him up, and then she would say, "Look, it's the Philistines," and he dumbass would just break apart. Look, where they at, dog? And then she'd say, "You lied to me." And
right.
Do what you did. So
that's what I'm saying.
He was just trying to test to see if it's true. It'd be like the girls play with men like that all the time. If she had real niggas show up at his door, that'd been different. But that's not what happened.
Real niggas showed at the door. They tied the nigga up, captured him, cut his eyes out.
That was after he gave up the secret. They ain't show up before. They showed up after she had cut to her and she knew he had no power.
Damn.
And that's when they took his eyes out, but she cut his hair. After putting that thing on him, she put that nookie thing on him and cut his hair.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Once she realized he really was tied up, like it's like what women do to these men when they be like, "Oh, John Wayne Gacy used to do it to niggas. He would sit up there and tell them boys before he kill them. He'd be like, I'm gonna show y'all a trick of how to get out of these cuffs." But then when he would get them in the cuffs, and they was like, "What's the trick to get out?" He was like, "You need the key." That's messed up. But that's how you got him.
I'm telling you, you gotta answer my question. So put yourself in them shoes. If that woman,
I'll let you go ahead and run it because I think this might be my people out here doing my house. Hello.
So now I'm gonna pick up. So now remind you, we talk about the story of Samson. So now what I asked Tommy was, if anybody has read the story of Samson, his woman asked him, "What's his strength?" Each time she asked him, she sicked her people on him. So I'm just asking Tommy, I'm you, if your woman did that to you 3 times, would you tell her, I'm talking about you, Tommy, would you
again in the story, sir, he just corrected you and you said it the same way again. 3 times the niggas did not show up. She just lied like they were out there and he broke loose.
Where your real strength was at?
Look, I don't trust women like that. I don't give them my real I don't give them my real name. But the point behind it is, he had fallen for this girl and she was so, white and milky and stringy hair. No, I'm sorry. But she was just beautiful woman.
She was not white and milky and stringy hair.
Yeah, where the white women?
She was a beautiful woman. And he was like, oh, and I'm telling you, she didn't actually sick the Philistines. She was saying at first, Samson, the Philistines are coming.
She was bluffing. And that nigga broke loose, ready to kill something.
He break out. And he kept breaking out. And what she was saying was, why would you lie to me? If you love me, you won't do that. And women do that to men all the damn time. If you love me, you give me the key to your house. I'm not saying I'll show up at any time. What happened when you don't answer the fucking phone? What she said she wasn't gonna do. Yeah.
And you know what?
Same too.
That's right.
Let me put the head of it in. I'm not gonna put all of it in.
I don't do that no more. But listen, let me tell you something. What the man is supposed to do is stand on business every time. Every time. You is not supposed to give her your power. Like, you give a woman your power.
I don't know what happened between him and his son.
You see, and I'm going to tell you something. Any man, back on the subject, and most men probably don't like to hear this, but any man paying for it, you're giving your power away. When you pay for pussy. When you pay,
I agree. But when you dealing with any woman, though, in a sense, you're giving away your power to that woman. This is why I think it was Paul when he said
the man have not had power over the woman.
Well, I was talking about the one. I don't know if it was Paul exactly, but he said it'd be better for a man, basically, not to
have a wife, right?
Lust, yeah, but if lust come over him.
Paul said that. Yep.
Yeah, it's best for him to do it this way, which is, well, then go ahead and get you a wife, which is essentially a prostitute that stayed with you the whole time.
No.
But he said, don't listen to what he said. If your lust just come over you, you can't help it. You just get this bitch.
Hold on. So did he say a wife is a prostitute that stayed with you a long time?
It's in the Bible.
Okay, all right. I'm not you. I'm not. You know what?
That's what he said, but it's in the Bible.
Where? Give me the scripture.
You know, Tazariak finna pull it up. Hold on, let me skip it back.
Not to have a wife, right?
Lust, yeah, but if lust come over him.
Paul said that. Yep.
Yeah.
It's Paul. It's in the book of Paul, but we don't know the verse.
Oh, exactly. But he said, if a man, it'd be better for a man. Basically, be better for a man not to have a wife, right? Lust, yeah, but if lust come over him.
The Bible said it's better for a man not to have a wife, but if you must get you some pussy, get married.
Said that. Yep.
Yeah, it's best for him to do it this way, which is, well, then go ahead and get you a wife, which is essentially a prostitute that stayed with you the whole time.
No.
But he said, don't listen to what he said. If your lust just come over you, you can't help it. You just get this bitch, this one chick, and just skeet in her face. That's basically what he said.
But a marriage bed is undefiled, so whatever y'all doing in that bedroom, that's y'all business.
Yeah,
I remember Tazariak and Whack 100 being on No Jumper. I do remember that. Are you saying her son Campbell? But I do remember. But I didn't see the whole interview. I just saw a couple clips from it.
You know, though, you can sleep with her 7 ways to Sunday. Just do what you want, and it'll keep you out of trouble. Is what he was saying, because like was it David or Solomon? Wanting all those women was getting
Solomon.
He was so smart.
Yeah, the king.
Yeah, see now Solomon's problem was he married non-Israelite women. It wasn't the women it wasn't the women of Israel that was the problem. It was the women that were not Israel that was the problem.
According to his religion, it's always going to be everybody else.
Because he started letting them worship other gods and stuff like that. But what you're saying about Paul is an important part, because even in that same chapter, he says, they that have wives be as though they have none, because the work is more important. Like what you're doing as far as the work rate is more important. So,
women weak.
Thank you. Make you so weak, you think you got to buy it because you're not strong enough to keep them.
But the stronger man is the one, let me tell you why they're weak.
Okay.
If I'm in the military and I'm off, like Odysseus, when I come home, it's a group of niggas in my house sleeping with my woman. But if I'm not worried about some woman and I sleep as I travel, I'm a portsman. Well, I can do my job because I never fall for anyone. One of the things that makes it hard for gangsters to trust each other is if one of them ain't married. Do you know why? Because they hold your wife and children over you. If you do something, you get out of line, they know you're going to try to handle it right because it's going to fall on them. If you don't have one, it's hard for them to trust you because they know you have the power to be able to just do whatever you want to. You're a free agent. You're not tied to someone. So that's what a wife does. That's what children do. Sorry, but they do.
Yeah, this is why, like, this is like one of the reasons why I love the Bible, because like that power, like you're absolutely right. Not just in the game, but even like cops. Like a good cop is a horrible husband.
Yep.
Good. If your profession requires you to be away from the house and you're good at it, you're not good in the house. That's any profession. It doesn't matter what it is. And so with what you said about having a wife, they'll kidnap them and stuff like that. All of that stuff is true. But if we talking about just you having the ability to have enough discipline, I love black men. That's why I always say black men. So if black men had greater, that ain't no pause, right? Me saying I love black men.
Listen, we got to stop saying gay. I know what you're saying.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, hold up. I love black men. So if black men had greater discipline with their dick, prostitutes would not exist amongst us the way that they do. They would not.
Okay, they wouldn't be.
He said the way that they do, the way that they do, but they would still be out here.
Exist because you have to remember, not every man can be an alpha, and there's not as many men on earth as there are women on earth.
That's why women gotta learn to share.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you don't teach this group of selfish, you have to remember, not every man can be an alpha, and there's not as many men on earth as there are women on earth.
That's why women gotta learn to share.
But that's the thing. You have to remember, not every man can be an alpha, and there's not as many men on earth as there are women on earth.
That's why women gotta learn to share.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you don't teach this group of selfish people to do that, then you do run into this issue. And a lot of these women are not seeking marriage. Just because you didn't buy pussy from them, you got a kid from them. And they still telling you, like Russell Simmons' daughter, when she got pregnant by a random man, and they said, "Are you gonna get married?" She said, "Oh, that's a big step." Look at Floyd Mayweather's daughter.
Right.
They asked her when she got pregnant, "You gonna get married?" No, that's a big step. So all these women, they're not getting paid. They're actually slaying down with men, having children, and still foregoing the idea of a marriage. They don't see themselves, or they don't see themselves married, and they don't see the value in marriage. So you have to change the mindset of each person. If the woman you with doesn't see the value of marriage, then why wouldn't she see herself as a free agent / whore?
So now, I agree with that, with the value, and I'm just going to up the ante. Like, for us, sex is marriage. Now, tell that to black people. We the most promiscuous. I don't want to say we the most, because there ain't a greater whore on the planet than the white woman. That's the greatest whore.
That's right.
That is.
I mean, you're right. That's just good.
Stop.
You said
wait, no. There's a way that I said it.
Hey, y'all see what he's doing? He's trying to run away from his own words.
The way that I said it, and the way that Tom, y'all know it's a difference. The audience knows.
Repeating what you said. She's the greatest.
Y'all love this nigga Tommy. Yeah, she's great. We did not say it the same way. When I'm saying that, like I put up this video. I ain't taking it back. I'm saying it right on it. The white woman is the greatest whore. Like, she's the original whore. Like, there ain't nobody that whore themselves. And that's off that.
Wait a minute, Captain. If you gonna go by that book and say all them people in the Bible was black, Adam and Eve was black, how in the fuck the white woman become the whore? If everybody in that book black, how the white woman become the whore? Because when he just tried to describe Delilah, you said she wasn't milky nor white. So you even tried to make Delilah black. So how the white woman become the whore, sir? Mary Magdalene was black according to y'all. Mary, Joseph, Jesus, all these people was black. So how the white woman become the greatest whore? What are you saying?
Also, just think about it. I was thinking about when Marilyn Monroe, who was a whore, sleeping with the president, but they let her sing. They let a whore sing to the president. That's how much America loves whores.
She got killed for that.
Yeah,
She did.
No, I was about to say she should have, but I ain't want to say that on the air, but I just said it on the air.
That's the judgment. It was how she was saying it with her nasty ass. You got this woman in there with her kids, and you got that time about that Kennedy was up there like this.
You blowing the spot up.
Hey, that's
you know how your wife doing this random bitch get up there singing to you like this?
You know, it's an ugly lesson that teaches, though. What that teaches America is that you can treat the whore better than the wife.
That's why he's dead.
No.
He said that woman is dead.
Well, the judgment for being a whore is death. That's the judgment.
When she got it.
But she got it. What I'm saying is, the fact that JFK and Robert F. K and all of them allowed her to do that in front of their wives, that teaches, like, I can love whores. I ain't got to care. Just think about that
because
movie.
this whore knew her place. A lot of us think the whore know her place. It's like when the whore call your wife on Thanksgiving, talking about you know your husband was with me yesterday. This whore don't know her place.
Now, and you go further. You go further with the white woman. That movie, Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts, was a horrible lesson for women.
That whore got married.
But this is what I'm saying. So imagine the lesson they teaching the women. You can be a whore and still get married. That's the lesson they teach you.
It happens, niggas.
It goes right back. If you think about it, it goes right back to what we're talking about. A man in power. So Kai is the.
Bruh, he said it earlier. We be shocked at our friends when they marry the hoe. They like the hoe because we be like telling them, bro, we done did all types of shit with her and they don't care. So it happens anyway. What do you mean? What is it teaching the women? It ain't what the women being taught. It's the niggas saying they don't care.
A few moments later.
Will you marry me?
Popular one.
I know you just had the train ran on you. I know I was the last nigga at about 4 or 5. But girl, I love you looking ass.
A few moments later.
Despite all that, will you marry me?
And he's getting more flack as opposed to the woman that's doing it. He's getting more flack. He's getting more shame. And that movie, Pretty Woman, Richard Gere was a man of power too. And instead of
remember, he got no flack because he made her into a woman, and they loved him because he made her. Even the words we have make her an honest woman. So we put too much pressure on this man to sit up there and help wipe this whore's slate clean. The black community is full of wiping whore's slate clean. That's why these women, let's just say they're not selling pussy. These bitches are bringing children to your marriage and your relationship. They bringing a bunch of dudes they done slept with to your relationship. And now I'm supposed to wipe this woman and make her an honest woman? She should have been honest when she came to me.
But wait. But okay, so there's two things you're saying. In one breath, you're saying Richard Gere takes Melissa Roberts, I guess that's Julia Roberts, and turns a whore into a housewife. That's what that movie teaches. That movie teaches you can turn a whore into a housewife. When we all know in the community, you turn a whore into a housewife. You just got finished saying, you married this woman, I'm doing all this and XYZ, and you married her. But that movie teaches to turn that whore into a housewife.
Boy, that movie came out in the 80s. Shut the hell up.
I think it was 91.
Black men work.
Whatever. It's old in the bitch. Don't know. They old asses. The only ones that remember it. I barely remember it. I don't think I've seen the whole Pretty Woman movie.
I've never seen it myself.
I do remember the mannequins though. Mannequin 1 and 2.
I know part 2 had that one dude in there. Fritted it up.
That movie, and they've been turning whores to housewives.
Yeah, you know who wasn't watching? You know who wasn't watching?
That I hate black women because I told the truth. There's nothing I've said that's not true. All these single mothers.
What is what we talking about?
There's a lot of single mothers in the community, and these men still date them with children and all. So that means we're being told that we should cherish whores. There's nothing. They don't even get backlash.
Y'all thought that, right? I don't see the hatred for black women on the subject that we talk about. It's a real subject, and here's why. When you said that black men didn't watch it, you're right. But you know who didn't watch it? Women watched it. Black women. And black women watching that, and like, yeah,
they want to be white.
If I bingo. That's why I said the white woman is the greatest whore, and black women emulating that whore also plays a part.
That's why I said she's the greatest. Because if she wasn't the greatest, black women wouldn't want to emulate it. You want to emulate greatness.
And I still got to point out to Zariak, according to your book, everything in there is black. So the black woman would have had to teach the white woman how to be a whore.
Right. Now, again, we on a subject. That's a good one. Let me see if I got it. Let me see if I got a bomb. Let me see if I got a noise or something like that. That was a good one. But she's the greatest. But that greatest is so wicked to where a black woman chasing that is why she's not even respected.
Think about it. That's why the way that we both said it, we both were correct.
Right.
Same word, just the way you emphasized it.
Exactly.
Made it true on both ends.
Exactly. And so now imagine if black women didn't watch these movies or didn't get influenced like that, didn't have us with who we look at as the greatest. You know, black men look at white men as the greatest.
I think he talking about the women from that era, because ain't nobody watching this shit in 2024.
So now you got the black man and the black woman looking up to these white folk as the greatest, and we emulate that, and then not realizing the ramifications that comes within our community and how we treat each other, how we talk to each other, how we act to each other, as opposed to if we got to our own culture, it wouldn't be like that. And that's the point. And these conversations, I'll be glad sometimes when Tommy be highlighting these niggas that say shit in the chat. So I'll be glad sometimes because like these type of conversations should be had. It's like the greatest. You said in that interview with the white woman, you mentioned something like barbershop talk. And this is something similar to where you got two brothers on opposite sides of the spectrum. The way he said white woman is the greatest, the way I said white woman is the greatest are different, but the same in perspective. And then now at the end of it, we say if we didn't emulate this white man.
I watch white girl porn. They be freaky. They got their own freakiness. I won't say their freakiness is different than black girls. I've come to learn all nationalities have a different, they all got different levels of freakiness. So
and we can all come together by that logic.
No pun intended.
Just ignorant. Just ignorant. Just ignorant. Just ignorant.
Wait, well, who got a problem with that? I just want to know who got a problem with that.
I said that they jump to snap conclusions too quick. And I wish that people would just say, why am I looking forward to saying somebody's a coon, who hurt him? They hate black women. Let me see
white
this conversation play itself out and see if I can get some understanding.
Exactly.
And that's what we have lost. And I talked to these young guys earlier today, was talking to them about, they said, what do we need? I said, what we need is knowledge. Our people perish because of the lack of knowledge.
Right. Exactly.
And knowledge. They get mad and say something real quick before they just say, hold on, let me see where these people are going. If you have a thought process that's different than mine and I've never heard it, the first thing I'm saying is, I remember when I was taught that steak that has blood in it, you don't want to eat that. That is horrible. It ain't cooked well enough. It gotta be black in the middle.
I learned that from my mama, so our steaks was tough in a bitch growing up. Well done. Even when we went out, she would order it well done. So first time I seen that shit, and I called it blood sauce. I refused to eat it. I thought I was gonna get sick. I was looking at it like, oh, you niggas gonna be sick. Oh yeah, the shit just sat there. I ate the salad. I should have got a fish salad. Like Infamous.
Damn.
I got money. But then as I got money, I realized the best steak is medium. But you don't know these things because you're too unwilling to try or open your ears. It's the same thing y'all probably run into when y'all talk about polygamy.
I do medium.
Right. The same word that pisses people off. Hell no, nigga, that
you see, I was upset. I was like, hey, your steak pinker than mine. I was mad. I was like, where's mine? Not it was a little bit, but I was mad. But no, I can't do medium rare. No, that's blood sauce city.
Oh, that's the right words. Just right.
That's blood. If I cut into it, well, first of all, if they bring the plate to me and it's covered in red shit, I don't want it. I'm sorry. And then if I cut it and it's pink and more red shit coming out, I'm good. I'm fine on that. I know that all of that, the pink and the burger, I know, but still, I just can't. If it's bleeding, I don't want it.
Gotta fight through it, man.
No. I've seen a white man, my co-worker, he's the only person I've seen do this. He went into the store, bought a steak, took him out some salt and pepper, a knife and a fork, ate that bitch raw. I threw up for him. Watch that shit. I threw up for him.
I would have left looking like Dusty Rhodes with the Crimson Mask.
I was like, bro, what the fuck?
You like,
You know, it's my favorite. You want me all the time.
I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch it. I'd throw up.
Oh, God.
Did y'all see that woman I showed on my shirt on my wall earlier? The pussy showing and titties showing and her haul and YouTube fuck with me for
and I was like,
YouTube fuck with me for cussing.
That ain't nothing, real honestly.
No, I shared the Chinese woman. I think I sent you the white girl with the tattoo.
Yeah, the white girl. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it was a Chinese one.
Okay.
This is crazy. I'm getting age restricted and shit.
I'll listen to your side of why you don't like it. Why don't you listen to my side why I think it's a good idea? Don't even mean to convince you at the end of it. I do it.
And you know what's funny, Tommy? The people that be having a problem with us with polygamy, here's the question I always ask them. I say, you got a woman? He say, yeah. You got a woman on the side? You know what the answer is? Yeah.
You say, yeah.
Yeah. So I say, okay, so you got a woman. You got a woman on the side. How about don't have a woman on the side, just have both of them and be honest about it because you are a polygamist. If you got, you say what? What you say?
I think it's weird that they're willing to sleep. Like these women are willing to have a baby daddy. They don't mind having a baby daddy at all. Have no problem with having a baby daddy that's got kids by other motherfuckers. They will share a baby daddy, but they will not share a household. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't.
You rather have money spent at 8 different houses instead of staying in one. That's all fine though. He can sleep with y'all. You will even fight a woman over the same man.
Mm-hmm.
But never try to work together. That shit is scary.
Never. Like you be trying to fight your whole life to be monogamous. You've been sharing your man your whole life. Just accept that you're gonna share your man.
And that's why I said, if you look, a lot of these women, when you talk about women being whores, it's the same thing. These women have been given too much power and too many rights. And if you leave a woman to her own devices, it's the equivalent of leaving a child to his own devices. A child gonna eat ice cream and candy all day, and a woman gonna do stupid, destructive things all day. I'll land with this. If you look at what happened with Adam and Eve, the snake never tried to talk to Eve when Adam was there.
Right. That's right.
And never tried to talk to Adam at all.
At all. Went straight to the woman. And then what does the woman do? Don't accept accountability.
And
like when
convince that man, which his power had been given up because he fell in love with that woman. He lost his power because when he was by himself, he had all his power and all his faculties. Didn't matter that he was married. Didn't matter that he loved her and wasn't fucking nobody else. Mm-hmm. She took his power because he, the first simp, the original simp, when they say the original sin, no, the original sin was the original simp. When he sat there in this original simp, OG simp, he thought, well, I don't want to make her mad. I don't want to get upset. She said ain't nothing wrong with doing it, so I'm going to do it. That was the problem.
Not. And that's the thing. You cannot.
He would never had that problem. He would have told that snake, get away from me.
Yeah, you cannot give a woman power over you.
If you pay attention to the Bible, though, it repeatedly happens over and over and over again. That's how Simpson got in the predicament. It happened over and over and over and over and over again. And you see it with Solomon. Just over and over and over again. That's why we don't listen now, yours truly, because the Bible said don't listen. I'm believing the Bible just for tonight, because it said don't listen to women. But after tonight, it's
what kind of shit is that, Trey? Like, honestly, what kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that you gonna believe in the Bible tonight because the Bible said don't?
It says in Mark 3:16.
It makes sense, Drew.
Oh my God.
I am cherry picking and manipulating.
You're going to hell.
I don't believe that exists, ma'am. But if so, I will be there with the crab legs and the beloved sauce.
Oh,
and the do say, so that y'all can do what I say.
I can't.
I wonder if I'm gonna be in hell, could I like climb up the corporate ladder? Could I get promoted to like lieutenant or something?
I'm done. I am.
Could I be like the head demon or the assistant or something? Like, I'm just saying, like, is everybody just entry level down there? Is there a way to move up the ladder?
You'll find out. Say.
With all the wives that I got, all of them will tell you, if he got to do something, he gonna go do it. If he got to go teach, if he got to debate, if he got to travel, he gonna go do it. They gonna bitch and moan and cry and all that shit, and it just doesn't matter because you can't have power, and they can't come in and bring something that's against my principles, my beliefs, XYZ like that. Especially like if you're using the Adam and Eve reference. Adam and Eve could do anything except that one thing, which was disobey and learn this other belief, they was not supposed to do that. And they couldn't just do that. Adam was supposed to learn, and he chose not to listen. That's the greatest lesson you can get. Now the punishment for the woman is that the man rule over her. You tell a black woman that I rule over. I ain't mean to interrupt, and here's the bugged out thing. A woman don't want to listen to a man, but she do want that man to come through the door. Keep going. I'm okay. Gotcha. A woman won't listen to a man, but she do want that man to pound her out. She do want that. Like when I mean pound her out, a woman will let a man flip her, dip her, do all kind of shit to her body. But when it comes to actually listening, she don't think about that. I always trip whenever I hear women on different spaces of social media always talk about a man can't have my money, a man can't tell me what to do, a man can't do this. But the man can have...
Thank you for the $20 cash app.
You better run them donations, baby. Run them donations, baby. Run them donations, baby.
Sex with you. You can blow his rod. He can dominate you with the only thing that like a woman should look at their bodies. Like if y'all want a good lesson, you can have $50,000, give $50,000 to a man, and it'd be some bullshit. You can get that $50,000 back. You let some man that you don't respect have sex with you. You let some man that you don't want to listen to you have sex with you. You can't get that back that he had your body. And it ain't even a thing where I remember that there's this song I think brother was telling me that Glorilla has where she said she took a nigga down. No woman takes a man down in sex. No woman. Your vagina may be good. You may make him come hard. You can make him do all of those things. But the man...
Just flat out lies.
You gonna elaborate? Take it down. I wanna come take it down. Show you
that's
what
a lie.
love's
And that's the most ignorant statement I heard all night. And he just said some ignorant shit. Sorry.
Man is dominating you the whole.
Well, he finna talk for a minute because Tommy walked off. And I'm finna walk off too. So I'm finna let it ride.
If he's on top of you, he's dominating. See, from behind, he's dominating. From the side, he's dominating. There's nothing that you're doing because you're receiving it.
Yeah, you getting pounded, Truth. You getting pounded. You ain't doing nothing. He cooking.
I don't know who he been messing with. I just don't understand where he's coming from. Like, he just got a lazy fucking motherfucker. I mean, you can't put that tag on everybody. You can't do it. Can't do it.
He said, "Oh," and he meant this shit. It's in the Bible.
No, no, no sir, no sir.
The fact that he had your body, And it ain't even and it ain't even a thing where I remember that there's this song I think brother was telling me that Glorilla has where she said she took a nigga down. No woman takes a man down in sex. No woman. Your vagina may be good. You may make him come hard. You can make him do all of those things. But the man is dominating you the whole time. If he's on top of you, he's dominating. From behind, he's dominating. From the side, he's dominating. There's nothing that you're doing because you're receiving it. You have a hole. Let me make it plain. You have a hole. This is a penis. So I'm going to do something real crazy. So you have a hole. This is a penis. The penis goes in no matter what position it is. It's this. That's all it is. It's this. You're getting dominated. And so a woman will feel like, yeah, we had sex, but that don't mean I got to listen to him. When if a woman had the correct mental, she would say, before I let him humble me, because that's what it is. You're being humbled every time you let a man dominate you. Before I let this man humble me, if I don't want to listen to him, maybe I shouldn't let him humble me and dominate. Because you know, when you do listen to him, when he say, turn around, do this, do that. But then afterwards, when he says, don't wear this outside, don't listen to this, pay this bill, we shouldn't make this decision. This is going to hurt us. This is a bad business decision. You shouldn't listen to the job when they say this. You saying, I ain't going to listen to him. And here's the heavy part. You'll listen to your supervisor at the job before you listen to your man. You'll listen to the boss at the job before you listen to the man. And that's the saddest part of it all, where women don't realize the greatest value you have is your body. And you should think about that. Like, you should look at your body as a temple. I know I do. Ain't no woman just gonna come up to me and listen, hey Tommy, I'll tell you a story, man. I had a sister tell me, now I'm an Israelite, so you know, I look at sex as marriage. So if I have sex with you, I have to stay with you. This woman gonna message me, say I'm toxic. I just want it one time. I never responded to it. Because now the lesson that I'm teaching her, I'm hoping I'm teaching her, is that she shouldn't think so little of her body that she wants me to have sex. Like she's saying, just throw me away after you have sex. She's saying that. Where the lesson
I'm teaching her is she should have DM'd me. So therefore, these light-skinned niggas, they got options. They turning pussy down. It's like me, we don't have options like that. We eating when we get fed. We are like the Somali kids that they throwing rice out of airplanes. We not complaining about it. That's what she needs to learn. The DM the right fella, lady. No, it's crazy. You DM the wrong fella, lady. You gotta learn, baby. You know, you can get your success up higher if you DM them.
But I'm hoping she learned a lesson. Like women that lead with their body first. I don't think you realize, to a man, if you lead with your body first, the man is never gonna respect you. No, he's not. No, he's not. Listen, it's gonna be like that song Reasons, Earth, Wind, and Fire that I was. Hey, tell me something.
If I'm at the club and make a good lead with her body first, you hear me? You know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna have her on this here podcast. I'm gonna hate my nigga. I love making good. I'm gonna say, listen, buddy, how wonderful this woman is. I don't give a fuck if I just slept with her 2 seconds ago and she got the wrong house when she came to my front door. I was like, oh, well, fuck you since I'm here. I would love this woman. You know that there's some women who can get over that you ain't saying, oh, this bad woman slept with me within the first 2 minutes. No, I'm going to see if I can make this work.
Now I'm gonna read something, right? This is Proverbs. I'm gonna read like 3 verses. This 9 and 13 says, a foolish woman is clamorous if she's simple and knoweth nothing. He sitteth at the door of a house on a seat in the high places of the city. This is what she says. Stolen waters are sweet and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he knoweth not that the dead are in there and her guests are in the depths of hell. So like, let's say Megan Good or any woman comes to me and say, I just want you to hit it one time. You know what my brain says? My brain says, I am not the first nigga she said that to. Yes. She could have said that to some nigga yesterday, 2 weeks ago. How many niggas? Like, and we be like Samson think, man, yo, she offered me the box, man, and she just want me to hit it, and that's it. Now your brain first go to the amazement of it. Because I remember Chris Rock made this joke, like he said, the reason why women can turn down dick and men can't turn down box is because women are offered dick every day. When a man is offered sex, he look at it like it's my lucky day because, we the ones that got to work for it. So if a woman comes and approaches him, he looks at it that way. But the logic behind it, when it says the dead that are in there, now I'm going to hit y'all with something. If you sleep with a woman and she just slept with another man and let that man shoot up the club, you going into semen. Think of that. And we don't consider that aspect of it. When a woman is that upfront with you, you're not the first person. The fact that she's upfront with you like that means she's so comfortable at giving her vagina away. She's probably doing that on a day-to-day basis. That's what I think. On a day-to-day.
It's the same as the woman who make you wait 5 months. If she's 40, she'd have made a few dudes wait 5 months. She'd have made a few dudes wait after the first date. And then if you waited a year to sleep with her, whatever it was, after you slept with her 3 times, now she's screwing you 8 ways to Sunday. You mean to tell me she just learned that with you? Nope.
Oh, no, definitely. Somebody else. But you know what she learned? She learned maybe I shouldn't be this way. Maybe I got to slow down. It's unfortunate that they got to wait till their 40s and then now
I'm back. What I missed.
It don't make you a bad person.
It don't make you a bad person.
Yeah, basically.
Cat in their 40s, you got to take on the whole past. You know what I'm saying? So I agree.
That's one thing I never let is an old woman tell me she don't give it up on the first date. You are old. I'm not trying to hear that. This cat is dusty. It smells like Joe's Crab Shack. It's got meat curtains hanging off of it. Lady, you got gray hairs on your vagina. How dare I wait on this shit? You out of your mind. You got kids that's grown. These niggas got kids. You think I'm gonna wait on this shit?
And they listen. What's a force do when they get to their 40s? They ready to just. Then it's the messed up part. And when they in their 20s, when they should be submissive, or at least in their 30s, right, they not submissive. But then when they 40 and they done, got multiple baby daddies and all that stuff, and now
they're gonna make you a sandwich.
All of a sudden, you get this submissive. I want to cook and do all of that, and you right. It's like you taking on, that burden, and then they get mad.
In your 20s, you can make me wait. You can't make me wait. You're 40s, lady.
You ain't making me wait.
I'm not gonna stand in a long line for the Backstreet Boys concert.
But now, also in your 40s, if you're in your 40s or something like that, I would hope that both are looking for an actual relationship as opposed to hitting and quitting. And I always got to come back there because me and Tommy, we definitely on two different sides. So I'm always on the side of you're not hitting and quitting it. That's why Tommy did like this right now.
I don't want to hit it. Well, listen, ladies, I don't want to just hit it one time. I might hit it a few times. Right?
You got to keep it though.
But look, I would not even mind keeping her around. Like if I could get me a few. Much I want to be a Hebrew. I want a Hebrew.
Yeah, there you go. We put you on game.
Listen, I don't mind, but I just have to deliver things correctly. I understand whole serving purpose. There's a snake serve a purpose.
Oh, I didn't mean to say right.
All these things serve a purpose.
Yeah, because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Can't.
Chris, in order to keep the ecosystem of civilization going. The problem is just like with the ecosystem in your yard. If you have too much of one thing or too much another thing, if the ecosystem is out of balance, that's when you have a problem. I do think these things need to exist for a reason.
Not them hoes.
They do. In order for women to even know what a real woman look like, they gotta see hoes. We gotta have pain, bro, in order to understand pleasure. We gotta have satisfaction in order to understand disappointment. We got they coexist.
Nah, you know, these women.
We gotta have the cherish life.
No, Tommy, because one of the subjects we talk about, that's the problem. These women, they showing too much hoes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they teaching the kids to hoe.
But we gotta cut back on hoes. That's all it is.
He say we gotta cut back. What they gonna take? Diet hoes?
Gays exist for a reason. They've always existed. It's the problem when you start pushing it. When you push any bad thing, it's an issue. When you push drinking as a thing, hell, they had wine and shit in marriages and stuff. But don't become a drunkard. And on society, what we become is drunkard off the most negative things, the most destructive things. You can die off of drinking too much water. It is a fact. You can overdose off anything. And what we've done today is overdose off sweets, overdose off crack, overdose off everything that we know is bad for our body. And what's that? The body of God, the body of Christ, the body of society, the body of the family. We have destroyed it and decayed. Somebody give me an amen.
Yeah, you definitely get one for that, because you're right. We have destroyed that body of Christ. When you was talking about the gays, like when I was coming up, it's like gays was seen but not heard.
That's what I'm saying. When you went out there talking about I'm gay and in your face, just like a nigga that bragging about it.
Right. Now it's like, hey, there's this video I sent you when we get to that part where they let the left, they like these trans. And so this man, he identifies a woman and beat the shit out of these girls at a track race. And there's another one I saw. I saw this other one where this woman wanted to transition to a man, went in the boxing ring and got a jaw broke. That's what, that's another thing that they pushing. So I don't know if you want to segue into OJ, if you want to keep on talking about these hoes.
No, we beat them hoes down. We beat their back out. So let's move on. What?
We beat these hoes.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're actually talking about hoes. They're not talking about women. They're talking about women that sell pussy.
Man, this boy crazy, man.
We beat their back out. So let's move on to OJ Simpson, a great American, a classic, a great black man.
That's right.
Lost his life on April the 10th of this year.
Right.
I cried. I didn't know what I was going to do. It took me a bit to get myself together, but here I am to make this show. And I wanted to say to you, man, this is one of the greatest black men to ever live. And white people were really upset at what I had to say about this great black man.
Wow, they were.
They really were. And I pointed out that there are several white men who've gotten away with several murders. And I really don't know why white people are really hung up on this one. They act like they knew Ron Goldman and Nicole Simpson. They act like OJ tried to kill them and got away. There's a man by the name of Robert Blake. Robert Blake killed his wife. We all know it. White people are not going around mad at the system because Robert Blake got away. Here's another woman, Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony got away with killing a motherfucking child. And ain't none of y'all stalking this bitch. Ain't none of y'all sitting up there beat down on the front door. There's been plenty of people who have escaped justice. Then y'all went on with y'all life. But for some odd reason, you can't go on with your life about OJ. You want
OJ was the bad motherfucking actor in football.
You want to let the world know about how OJ killed these people. Well, that court system that you love to tout in front of us every time it works in your favor, well, it worked in his favor. I don't care about Nicole. I don't care about Ron Gold. On the day in which they died, there were several other hundreds of thousands of people who died on that day as well. So I'm supposed to sit here and give a shit about that more than anybody else? Black folks die all the time. Didn't see y'all cry when they was bombing churches. Didn't see y'all cry when they was raping and killing young black girls. Didn't see y'all cry when they was sitting up there killing Emmett Till. You didn't have no cry doing then. Don't cry now. The system worked. The system worked. Let's just move on.
I agree totally with what Tommy said. And as we keep going, y'all can see in Tommy's and my name, make sure you donate to the Cash App for the content that we're delivering to y'all today. We love doing this rundown. We love doing this work. And as the people listening, y'all just want to support us. I just want to point that out. When you was naming those different things, I remember I was in the military back in the 90s. And I'll never forget, man, when OJ was found not guilty. Them goddamn drill sergeants, Tommy. Oh my God! Every nigga was doing butter kicks, jumping jacks, push-ups, thrusts, all kind of. Oh, listen, the earth stopped. Like that was such a great moment in Black history, because when you naming Casey Anthony's and Robert Blake's and stuff like that, those is white people. So it's kind of like expected of white people to be found not guilty. That ain't really a shocker. Like that's why, like you said, nobody talks about Casey. Nobody talks about Robert Blake. Nobody talks about
white people are found guilty all the time.
And white people get away with crimes because they've been getting away with crimes in prison since they've been over here. When OJ got rid, you got to remember, like, back, if you put yourself back in that timeline. So you got, what was it? The World Series was going on at that time, right? And they cut the feed for the World Series.
The NBA Finals, man.
Oh, NBA Finals. Okay, yeah. So the Finals, and they cut the finals, and they showing that Broncos just made a comeback. I think they had to stop selling Broncos. Nobody wanted a Bronco. That's how mad they was. Goddamn OJ. And that ride, him and his partner, they ride, they pull him over, they arrest him. They say he killed the one person you can't touch as a black man is that white woman, and that was their treasure. And they arrested him for the crime. He went up in that courtroom with Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran's reputation went through the roof after this game because Johnny went in there. He pulled out that glove. That glove didn't fit. He presented all that evidence, and in the court of law, OJ was found not guilty. And since that time, all they have done is want to crucify him for it. Because for white people, it's like, this the nigga that got away, and we got to get him. I just saw a post like they was able to sue him in civil court, but I think he only paid him like $100 and something thousand.
Yeah.
So now OJ was really $3 million. He said, OJ was winning. That's a real nigga. Listen, OJ was a real nigga. He said, I ain't pay. Listen, OJ was so real when he did that interview with that white lady. Remember the white lady came to the door and he was like, he did like that. OJ wrote a book called If I Did It. He said, if I did it, and described the first.
I think he named it something else, but because of the lawsuit, the civil lawsuit, the Goldmans were able to take ownership of the book and they changed the title.
There's one other major thing that happened that day. Can't remember.
The Lakers beat the Supersonics?
No. I remember this is June 17th, 94, I believe. It was the day of the New York Rangers parade, Arnold Palmer's last Masters, NBA Game 7, and there's one other big thing that happened that day. Sports. Yeah, I gotta Google that.
OJ ain't shit. I didn't do it, but if I did. I gotta say this, and I don't know if I should say this, but sometimes I like to tell you my. Right, just so audience can get into a little bit more about who I am.
Okay.
That was one of the porn names I was going to consider. I was going to call myself Johnny Cochran. And I was going to say, if the glove fit, I must hit.
Johnny Cochran. I'm trying to fight. I'm fighting everything. I'm fighting. I'm fighting everything.
Isn't it creative? Johnny Green and the glove hit I must hit.
I'm fighting everything in my power. Your boy. And I'm gonna tell you what made me. When I first said Johnny Cochran went down in history, when I said the name, my brain said, Tommy gonna say something about this Johnny Cochran. He's going to say something. He's not gonna let that slide. This is Tommy. And then Tommy comes, and this is the setup. You know, sometimes I like to, give y'all some insight into right. He walked us all in like, okay, we're about to get this sentimental moment from Tommy. And then he comes with this goddamn name.
Johnny Cochran.
I'm not fucking with Tommy, man. I'm not messing with Tommy. Man.
My mind is always thinking, but white people are really upset. I just look at it as, and I heard Tariq Nasheed say it, and I agreed with it, but they didn't like that I agreed with it. He said that white people are trying to get this money out of OJ Simpson. He shouldn't have to pay them because he was found not guilty. He should not have to pay for something he didn't do. And I said, I agree with you, Tariq. That is why white people should not have to pay reparations because they didn't do that either.
That's no.
The people alive today did not do it. Number one. And number two, it was legal when it was done. So why would I have to pay you for something I did legally?
So now I'm not one that is necessarily for or against reparations. I don't have a position on it.
Oh, I'm gonna take it if they give it to us. First off, just so you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not for or against it. The type of reparations for me is like them being enslaved, like they had us enslaved. My concept is a little different. But let's say if we're on that subject, I always use the same example because it's the only example that is parallel to it. Like Jewish people are still receiving money
racist.
Yes.
To this day. And those Germans ain't got nothing to do with it. Like when you think about it, only Hitler's army is the only ones that had anything to do with it because he was in charge of the regime. But every German pays for what the Hitler regime did.
So now they signed that deal though. They should have never signed it. If we had got a deal signed with whites, they signed a deal at the end of the war that they would have to pay. It was one of the things they had to do at the end of World War II. Just like the deal they had to sign at the end of World War I called the Treaty of Versailles.
Right.
Basically set them back, like a hella back, because they had to pay reparations then. Whenever people make you pay.
But I ain't even just talking about that. Like the New York governor just gave Jewish people $184 million for what they went through in the Holocaust.
Because you know why? People give money to people they can make money off of. Go to the bank. The bank will give the person it knows it can make the money off of a loan before it gives the person that it thinks is going to default on the loan. Look at what the Jews were able to do when Iran attacked them. Israel is only 13 miles wide. A lot of people don't know that. Only 13 miles wide. They tried to attack them. The Israelis had this thing called the Iron Dome. Not one of them damn things hit the ground. They can protect their land like that. Black folks can't protect from niggas trying to scam them for building these damn schools in the places where they are. Black people literally need white people to give them shit. The Israelis have a nuclear weapon. The Israeli is basically a 51st state for the United States over in that region.
I'm glad you said right. I'm glad you pointed that out because the only reason they have that power is not because of them, it's because of the United States that backs them. So that Iron Dome, all that military power comes from the funding that they get from America. But on the subject of reparations, if the New York governor and all these people can revere and have compassion for what happened to Jewish people, then for sure when Tariq and those that are for reparations and stuff like that, they're saying the exact same thing. They're saying that if they're saying slavery was wrong, then they should have made amends for that by righting the wrong. And they just have never
forced them to the table. Why didn't we force them to the table?
And here's the sad part. He was never even at the table. There was no black people ever at the table to
That's the point. Right,
about
right.
What
Jews did for America that turned World War II. The Jews came from over there. One of the biggest Jews that helped build the weapon called the atomic bomb was Einstein. They have enough people who do enough damn things. Oppenheimer. They have enough people who do enough things so they're important. We can't sit up here and keep asking people to do shit when we don't have people who are important like that.
Right. No, but we can see the only
and let me make sure I gotta say something. I'm sorry, I gotta say something.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, say it.
You butter, you can take your whole ass somewhere else, calling people Sambos and stuff like that. That's why don't nobody watch your lame ass shit anyway. Nobody watch your little lame ass shows. I see you over there with 27 motherfuckers. Cause y'all pussy niggas love calling people's name instead of having a discussion with them. Ain't nobody saying nothing to your punk ass. You could have left. If you gonna say that the reason why you don't get reparations because of niggas like me, apparently we got more power than you did. If that happens, I don't like the fact that y'all sit up there. If you got something to say to me, oh nigga, say it to me. Ain't nobody stopped you from having a discussion. But y'all pussy niggas can't have now. That's why the bitch nigga you was with when I was up in Harlem got a conversation with me, asked for one, and then when I made him look stupid with my words, he wanted to fucking fight. Y'all whole niggas don't do nothing but talk shit. Leave people the fuck alone. Nobody asked y'all niggas to come over here. I would never go over to your damn show calling you names. And you pussy niggas always calling people stupid ass names. Coons and Sambos all the damn time. Why not have a regular conversation with a nigga? I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off, but I'm sick of these pussy niggas just calling people names. It is the dumbest thing in the world. Just calling people.
He went off on old Q Butter. Here, YouTube.
I would never. I would never act like that, ever.
Wow. I put a troll in their place.
Man,
he got history with this guy though. Nah, yeah, it's a PG show now. It's a PG.
That shit. No, ain't nobody.
Apparently, he can say apparently horror is acceptable because they said horror a lot, and I can send him a super thanks. So apparently, horror is acceptable. Unless I do it, and then it's wrong.
Smack the shit out of me, pussy. What happened is I turned my back, and you was the one who stood up there and said, you don't want it, nigga, you don't want it. When I was trying to whoop your midget freaking ass. You talking about some smack somebody up. Y'all pussy niggas didn't do anything. 30 y'all niggas and one nigga up there.
If little people.
Yes.
Fucking punk. And they sit up there and think that shit is cool. He talking about we smacked you up. Y'all didn't do shit, ho. I didn't fall down, didn't stumble. And I went at your little midget ass friend. A group of motherfucking niggas want to fight all the damn time, but won't hit me face to face. Did your pussy ass friend hit me in the face? No, bitch. He waited for me to turn around.
Then dude said we, and he ain't do nothing. He didn't. His partner did something, not him. He said we.
You got smacked and said he stole me. Nigga, you saw it and everybody else saw it.
I think
I'm sorry, see, that's why I don't go many places. This pussy done came over here, now he over there talking about he stole me, and that's the joke that niggas make. The joke, your man hit me in the back of the head, and you think that shit's cute. Grown man, old nigga, he's gonna be teaching the kids though.
In an environment
you don't
where
agree with what I said.
And it happened in an environment where it was supposed to be about us coming together like with like knowledge and shit like that. When you think about, I didn't like that event, me personally. I don't like where if we go into a venue where it's supposed to be about information and conversations and you bring violence to that, that speaks to your mentality. And you do not get props if it's 1-on-5 or 1-on-3 or 1-on-2. You don't get those type of props for that. And I was at that event, but I had left. But when I spoke to people, everybody said the same thing. It was something that was unnecessary to happen. Like, why did Tommy have to get hit? Like, I never understood it. And I teach on the street, and I say crazy shit on the street. Nobody has ever said, I'm going to slap you, Tazariak, doing that, for saying that, or doing anything like that. And if you're conscious, and that's the other part we got to add, if these supposed to be conscious niggas. If conscious niggas are conscious, why when someone makes a point that you disagree with, you got to resort to what you do in the ghettos or the hood, which is be violent.
And this nigga said it was a one-on-one. I had literally was talking to this man, answered every question he asked. When he said, I just don't like you, nigga, I said, well, then we finished talking. I turned around to go on the stage, and that man hit me in the back of the fucking head. And this pussy is trying to make it sound like it was a one-on-one. No, it wasn't.
So I call that pussy shit. Like when you got to wait till they turn around to hit them, it's like a sucker punch. If you're having a confrontation with somebody, and let's say you hit them like face to face, even in that environment, it still would have been wrong, but at least he could have saw the swing or something coming.
Right.
But when you wait till the person turns to then hit him, what you're saying is that I'm afraid of him, so let me hit him while he's turned around. And then, of course, because it's in a big place, now you got people breaking it up and all that stuff like that. So you really just got to
go at the man. I kept trying to go at the man. Q-Bud and them other niggas sit up there talking about some, you don't want it, man. There's too many of us. You don't want it. I'm there with I'm one person by my fucking self. And you want to sit up there and protect the little pussy who hit me? And now you want to say 8 years later, I got smacked up?
Yeah, from the eyewitness.
That's how you, cause you still jealous of me, nigga.
Yeah, you did come in the chat. Changing the left. Listen, I always was going to make a joke because Tommy called my shit beige rage. I'm sitting over here trying to come up with what I'm going to call this shit for Tommy. Like,
no, I just don't like. Here's what I don't like. For years, you gonna keep on talking shit as a black man that's supposed to be conscious. Then he want to say your security. I didn't have any fucking security, and nobody ran. And see, this is what you got to deal with when you got to deal with punks. Punks just sit there and keep talking shit. If it was such a thing y'all was gonna do, y'all would have let the nigga go at me. You did it.
Right.
I turned around and wanted it. And now here it is, years later, you still trying to like a hoe. Only a hoe said that we smacked you up. How?
It sounded like it meant more to him than it did to you.
Thank you. This thing up here, the best night of your life, wasn't it, Q-Butter? You and them 13 motherfuckers that sat down watching your puss ass show. And then you want to teach the kids after that, smacked you up. Let me tell you what, I still live in a bigger house than you, still fuck the bitch you was trying to fuck, that you were laid up with, still fuck that bitch. That sure did. Now, yeah, you can give it a link. I'm sure enough ready for it. These whole niggas doing all this damn talking about some wild caps. You just mad because ain't nobody a hoe like you that's going to sit up there and try to put up props about hitting someone years ago?
I'm not giving props. First of all, I'm never going to give props to anyone trying to bully a single individual at an event that wasn't about. Like if the hookup was the fight, then if two people go into battle, you're gonna talk about the battle. That's what you're gonna talk about. But if you're at an event that is not supposed to be that, and if Tommy turns to walk away and then you hit him, I'm not siding with that. I don't have respect for person. I know Q-Butter, like Q-Butter. Don't have no issue with Q-Butter or anything like that, but that was corny as fuck to do that in that environment when that wasn't the place that it was called for. It was unnecessary, it was pointless, and it destroyed the whole event.
Sure did.
Now I can't even get Tommy to come to North Carolina. That's corny.
I'm supposed to be a coon in all this. I literally went there because this brother asked. No setup of my own. No, I'm making money off of it. I actually paid them as I went. And you're going to sit up there and talk about the coon did this, the coon did that, and give Sambo. Nigga, I help more people than you. But it's fine. You want to call people names years later when I still don't even know what this nigga's beef with me is. I don't know him. Mm-hmm. What is any of their beef with me? They don't like what I've said, so you got to fight me? Then you can't get mad at white people for doing the same damn thing. When they bomb your churches because they don't like what you said. When they kill your kids because they don't like what you said. Black folks want to be white so damn bad. It's like what you just said. What you said earlier. We want to be the best at being the worst. And we think the white being the best at it, so we mimic his words. The fact that they call me the same words that white people call blacks. You call a black man a coon. That's a white word that was meant for blacks. You call a black man a Sambo. All these names you calling people, and you using them just because y'all disagree. They didn't do anything to you. You just disagree with how they see the world. Isn't that where knowledge and teaching is supposed to come in? When you disagree with somebody?
Nice. I agree.
But he want to come up here. You want me to let him up here?
Me personally, I wouldn't. Me personally. But if you want to, I don't have a problem. And here's why. I look at people like this that in this moment, why is he trying to come up on the stage while we're having a rundown about different conversations? Like we talking about OJ, LBGT community, twerking, and stuff like that. Now, let's say if this was the show, this ain't the show where we bring your people on, right? Is this that show?
You said if we had enough time, we could bring them up. If they was something like, but they would have to talk about, generally, I guess, what we had talking about.
Right. So, I mean, now.
The and then he might have wanted to talk about the reparations part. Who knows?
I mean, it's something you want to find out. I mean, it's up to you. I'm with you. You asked me my opinion. I don't entertain.
I'm going to go with you because it's our show. But if you say we got other shit to do, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm fine because I don't think that, and this is how like black men teach black men. He wants to talk about some shit. Now, let's say if this happened like a month ago, a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. I could see coming up on here and talking about the shit. This is 8 years ago. Isn't it that?
Man. I said, man, because it harkens me to some of the situations niggas be currently going through. It's like, bruh, how many you gonna keep talking about this shit? Damn. When is it gonna be too old to bring up? Never?
Much to you? That much to you? To where you gotta come in and do the unnecessary trope. Like he could have did it better. He could have said, I want to talk about reparations because that's what we was talking about.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say nothing slick. But when you come in with that energy, now a part of me wants to, but then the major part doesn't. So I'll leave it up to you. I'm fine either way.
Listen, if it goes, I tell you what, I'll let him come up here. If it go left,
okay. All right, let's rock out.
It might be something worth a damn. It might be something.
And he was sitting back there waiting the whole time too, cause he let him up immediately. To go left, he was sitting back there waiting. Yeah. Let's see if he still go off. Is he gonna go left or is he gonna be part of the conversation?
God, this should be good.
Cause he wanted some attention. So let's see where this goes.
What's up?
Yo. Yeah, my initial comment when I said the Sambo was in regards to when you said black people didn't fight back, they didn't push back, and I was saying that was the Sambo. I wasn't calling you a Sambo. That's what I was saying. The black people in 1890s, there was black people who were avidly against and were more about pushing black people inclusiveness into the system. And so if you go onto the Jim Crow website, it defines Sambos as blacks who are more aligned with the American system and were considered to be docile. And it says the Coons would be those who are considered to be more like the youth who are more aggressive against the system. So the people who were actively against reparations that we see speak on it would be those who are considered Sambos right now. For example, when you had Obama say we should forget about it. These are the type of people that would say that. Those are the Sambos, the ones who are like upward in the system, accepted by white class, and they're the ones who are stating we should not go after reparations.
My grandmother was never accepted by white class, and she felt like reparations was something that was a thought that didn't make sense.
I'm not gonna like your grandmother's position. I wouldn't speak on that. That's a position. I'm just speaking.
What I'm trying to say is there are people who don't. Blacks don't have we're not a monolith. Every time we say something that's different, we get called a name, a Sambo, a Coon, some stupid ass fucking character. There was the other one. It's from Django. It's just these grown people calling people names and never discussing why they see things different.
It wasn't the question. If you would have said that people in the black community who have different reasons for not supporting it, yeah, I wouldn't have said that. But when the question, what you specifically said was, who were the black people that did? Why didn't black people?
Then he put the comment up since dude tried to lie. He tried to switch it up. I wouldn't call you a Sambo. He put the comment up because we got Thomas in our community. I don't know if it's Cesario or who.
I didn't actually say that. What I said was, I said there was no black table. That I explained what the Jews got and why they got it. And I explained the power that they had. And I said blacks needed to have sat down at a table and get them to sign a deal too. They didn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. When blacks sat at the table, the blacks that sat at the table, that we're not pushing for reparations. The blacks who were invited to the table would be considered the Sambos. I'm not.
But there were never any blacks invited to the table when they decided that when slavery was ended, there were no blacks because blacks didn't have a country to represent. They didn't have their own faction. They literally were just property, and they were just now getting their status as people.
No, there's plenty of black people who had status in the country right before, even before slavery was abolished. Because slavery was abolished in different parts. So, for example, in New York, segregation was being pushed away way before other parts of the country. Right?
Well, you can get the North.
Boston had, Boston was pushing segregated the desegregation way before the push of that. So that's what I mean. Like, it depended on what region you're in. It was black people who were established that were in different racial positions.
For a point of clarity, I think the position that Tommy's talking about is at the table when they're deciding civil war and they're ending civil at that table. But so it's almost like y'all having two different type of conversations. Like Q is bringing up blacks that had power in different sections, like he mentioned New York and stuff like that. But Tommy is saying when the war ended, there was no blacks at that table dividing up what was going to happen to the slaves that are now free. What land they're going to go to.
It was a black person that then started the Civil War. I mean, not the Civil War, the Revolution. Like, I mean, like, you got to look at it like we were involved in it, but at the same time, you could be involved and not be.
You could be involved, but not be one of the principals at the table. You work for Boeing. You're involved in Boeing. You build the planes, but when they sold Boeing, none of the people who were building the planes had any say-so of the contract that was signed.
But there's different reasons for that. That's not because of us. That's because of the.
I didn't say it was because of us. If I said
but
the fact exists.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Of us. If you don't,
I'm just saying, but that's a different. At the table at the time, right, discussing what it was. That's a different talk. So what I was discussing.
But that was my whole point.
No, the point.
That's what I was saying. Even when you're saying it's so Sambo.
I'm just the reason why I wrote Sambo in the chat was because what I heard you say, or maybe what I misinterpreted what you said.
That's right.
Either one, right? I'm gonna put either one, or we can just play it back. What I was responding to you was what you said was, where were the black people at that was not pushing for reparations? So I just want to be clear. I wasn't calling you a Sambo. We can finish the conversation, but I want you to recognize I wasn't calling you or talking when I said the statement Sambo. That is what be clear. I wasn't talking about.
Here's what you keep missing though. You're saying I was saying it towards something that wasn't said. So I would then have to just make up something and say, well, yeah, he wasn't calling me that. He was saying this thing I didn't say was Sambo's.
The fact is, I was talking about with the question. What I thought you said or heard you say was, where were the black people at? Why was no black people there? So the black, and that's just talking about. So I'm just letting you know, the black people that you were referring to, where were they at? That I was saying they wasn't there because of the Sambos.
They're not Sambos if they don't have a country. If you don't have a flag,
we can have the conversation about. We can have the conversation about who they are. I'm just making sure that you understand that statement wasn't to you.
I didn't make that statement. I get it.
I'm saying my statement. I said my statement. I said my statement.
I know your statement was to saying you said to something I said, but it's something I didn't.
You said. Now, whether or not you said it or not, I'm just stating I wasn't calling you that. So in the clarity, I wasn't calling you that. Now we can go to the friction that you and I have, right? Just going
the friction you have.
I don't have any friction with you. That's why I want to be now. So now let me clear it up with Cap, right? One. So let's get the space ready, right? The conversation. Let's a grown conversation. When Cap put his ear on, right? Tommy, you talk how you talk. And when I first was introduced to you, I'm like, look, how you talk. If you don't like it, don't listen. That's the very first thing I think Joel Benjamin had an interview with me. with you and I. And he brought me on your.
I had you on my show and then had you talking about your
Joel Benjamin. Well, I didn't know. No. Why I'm saying this, at the time, I didn't know how the setup was. For me, Joel Benjamin called me and sent me a Zoom link and said, I want to bring you on a show. I didn't know you at the time. And then he tells me about you. And I'm like, look, if that's how you talk, that's how you talk. Now, fast forward, right? Now I'm introduced to your speech. And when I come to the event, I didn't go to the event with anybody. I went to the event by myself. When I got to the event, I saw the brothers that was there and multiple people, and we was in the back of the space. And when you walked in, we were all shocked that you came to the event. So literally a brother walks past me, is like, yo, is that Tommy? Another brother walks past me, like, yo, that's Tommy? So we all looking at each other like, yo, Tommy's here? We were not together. The brother who walked towards you, just to be clear, the brother who walked towards you asked the question, I saw him walk towards you. He was with the other brother who I was talking to. He saw him walk towards you, so we all walked towards you, and that's why it looked like it was a group, but none of us were together. That's why I'm just making sure. So when we got towards you, it might have seemed like 10 people, but that wasn't.
None of us was together, but you just said the nigga you was talking to and the guy that was walking towards him was together. He tapped this.
When the dude asked you the question, I was on the side and I was like, I'm just looking at what's going on. And when you responded, I got in between and I said the thing about because of black women. You see what I'm saying? So now that statement, then the dude on the side, when he said that, and I said this before, and I'm gonna just be real, right? You know your speech, and you can talk how you want to talk. Talk how you want to talk. I deal with mad rappers, right? And I tell rappers, you can rap about whatever you want to rap about. It's a free world. But there might be somebody who doesn't like what you say, and the reality of what you say may bring up a conversation with them that can go either way.
But I showed him ultimate respect.
No, you did. And
I answered so good that
you did. Let me just finish this one point.
The question.
I answered this one point. I didn't.
Hold on 1 second, Q. Hold on 1 second, Q.
I answered it so well that the black women who were standing there, who initially were against me, said he has a point. Because if you give me a chance to talk, I can talk farther than the 5-minute video you watched of me. And so I explained it to him so well. He asked me several questions, and I answered every one of them professionally, respectfully. He then said, well, I just don't like you, nigga. And I said, and we don't have nothing else to say. I turn around to get ready to get my stuff, to get ready to get on the stage, and that's when he hits me in the back of the head. I then turn the fuck around and try to get to him. Q-Butter and the rest of them stand between me and him, and Q-Butter said to me at that moment, there's too many niggas in here for this, you don't want that. And so while you making fun of me saying, this nigga stole me, that is actually what happened. How is that a joke? How is that funny?
No, all right, so the reason why that's funny is that's not the actual phrase. When you were saying he stole me, that's not, you gotta say he stole on me. So you were just saying he stole me, so that's how I was laughing, because you were saying he stole me, and it was like, bro, that's not how you actually say the phrase. He stole on me. That's why just so you know, I'm just being real. That's the funny part.
And you said it, not what the person did. That's crazy.
No, you want to know what was funny about it.
I'm not from New York, though.
I know, and that's what I'm just saying to you. I'm just saying to you what was funny about the phrase. That's what was the funny part. So if you want to know the funny part.
8 years later, that's why you said in the comment section.
No, because it was funny. It was funny when you said it. It was like he stole me.
You said I got smacked.
I got a question. Hey, I got a question.
It was funny.
I got two questions. One, so Q, you're saying none of y'all was there together. And after there was a conversation, you mentioned black woman. And Tommy said you stood in front of him from getting at the guy that slapped him that you're not there with, and then told him that there's too many niggas there. You don't want to do that. To me,
I think that's just good advice anyway, though. I don't think that necessarily means they're together. That's just good advice, bruh. You from Atlanta, we in New York. He knows somebody. He knows at least one person in her. It's too many niggas. And we at least know he know one person. And New York niggas might just ride together on this one. That's just sound advice. You probably don't want to do that. They're gonna jump you. Cause you know at least two of them together. The nigga he was talking to and the nigga that walked over there asked Tommy the questions. Just two. That's enough to jump.
I got in front of son that he hit, and I told him I already saw that son was there with a couple of dudes. Tommy's security guard is from my hood. Tommy's the dude that was with Tommy. I don't know if he was a security guard. He's from up the block.
It wasn't my
Let me show you the tap.
The guy that followed me. He's a DJ.
So with him being a DJ, what he did was he stepped all the way to the left. I'm taller than dude. I saw him step to the left. Tommy is being surrounded. I got in between the group, put my hands up, and I said, chill. On camera, I'm saying chill. I said, y'all wildin'. I told Duke that hit him, you wildin'. I got in between them. I told Tommy, you don't want to do this. There's too many of them here, bro. That's what I said. It's a fact.
But why is today it's a joke? That I got smacked up.
I was about to say, but I said earlier, what I was going to say was from a professional side. And I said this on the stream. I said, Tom, what I would have suggested on some artist shit, I would have said, yo, Tommy, I know you're going to hear. I would have even, as soon as he approached, I would have already known he's on some, he got an issue with me shit. Yo, let me buy you a drink. Yo, chill. We going to, you know what I'm saying? Let's chill. Because I know the character you embody. And because that's the character you embody, in this type of setting, it might be a space for contention. So the professional way I would have handled it, I said this, and I said this on the stream, I said I would have handled it and suggested it differently. I have plenty of artists who are big artists who I say the same thing to. I was just on the platform with Matt Hoffa. That's my brother. Fabio Foreign went platinum in my studio. And I told him the same shit. I'm like, yo, bro, there's certain ways you got to handle things. And if not, the things that can come out of the way we handle it is also on us. So the way you turned your shoulder on, son, I'm gonna be real with you, Tommy. You swagged on, I know he said what he said, but you swagged on him in your turn. You hit him with the, nigga, I'm done. Literally, Tommy, you swagged on him. I'm out of here, I'm done. And I watched his face, and when you did that, son was like, this nigga trying to play me?
So what should I have done when he said, I just don't like it?
Hey, Tommy, did he answer your question about the laughing, though?
No, he hasn't.
What laughing?
Tommy said, why did you laugh at? Tommy, can you repeat that question?
He kept yelling out, he stole me. That was funny to me. I'm like, yo, he's supposed to say, he stole on me. The phrase
I hope that if I slap a woman in public,
he stole me.
Laughing at
like that's
she got slapped.
What?
I hope that if I slap a woman in public, that her reaction gets you to laugh, not for you to say you shouldn't hit that woman. Or I hope
slap a woman in public. I'm like, why
or if I hit a kid, or if I hit an old man, or if I hit anybody, if I knock a nigga out, it's just funny the way he failed. And y'all need to know, for those of you who are watching, as you go back and watch the video, you will see that there was another man that was there who was walking behind me, and if I stopped or backed up, he had a knife this long in his hand, walking towards me. It made no sense that those men would say, because of how you talk on YouTube, something physically needs to happen to you, and then get mad when white people treat them the exact same way. White people have every right to kill niggas if they get an opportunity to, because you got too much mouth, by your logic. Because you said things they don't like, because you called them words you don't like. Dylan Roof had every right to go and shoot up them black folks inside of that church because they mad at blacks because the way blacks talking. If you think it's okay to put your hands on somebody because you don't like what they say, then people can do the same to you. You should expect the exact same behavior. You should expect being called nigga as quick as you call people Sambo. You should expect being called whatever whites call you. If I gotta expect the blacks to do the same. I don't understand how whites are supposed to have all this reverence towards blacks and they hate them, but blacks have no reverence towards each other and we're supposed to be brothers.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right, I was gonna get killed over words. Words.
That's the wars that started over words.
Okay, so then don't get mad.
Yeah, but there's got to be a certain. But there has to be a certain level. Like we.
I mean, if
I battle with words. I battle all day with words. I have people say wildest things to me. I've never said about a black person, and I've never said because of what they said or what they disagree, I come in with this preconceived notion. Whether it and Q Butter, you know, I know you, Q Butter, I rock with you in the whole nine, but in this instance, there is no justification for Tommy getting slapped. Like the same way you say the way Tommy spent off, this is the same way Tommy could say, well, I didn't like what he said to me that made me spin off. But what he said to me did not provoke me to slap him. I just said, okay, this conversation is over. And as a man, he's walking off. And that's really what's supposed to happen. If two people, like, and that's it. If I was to use the Bible, in the Bible, Paul and Barnabas had an issue. The contention was so good, so fierce between them, they just separated. And so Tommy chose to separate instead of argue, and then the brother chose to be violent. And so I don't think Tommy should be made fun of that. He's by himself, no security. I know you said that was security, but wasn't a security. And it almost sounds like because of Tommy's reputation, it's okay to slap him. That's what it sounds like. It's okay to slap him. It's okay to laugh at it. Like Q, you admitted that you laughed at his lingo. So now because he's from the South, now I can laugh at him. It's okay to slap him because Tommy says all this wicked shit about black women or whatever the fuck it was that made people, you know, feel that certain way with Tommy. And I just disagree with that. I think as men, and I'm speaking from experience, I've argued, I've had a man, I remember at camp, there's a cat arguing back and forth with us. He says, I'll shoot everybody on this list. We didn't take it upon ourselves to harm him or do anything. We kept talking to him and he ended up crying on the side because the brother just needed a damn hug. So I think as black men, if we're gonna be great black men, like if Q Butter has his platform, Tommy has his platform, I have my platform. There should never be an environment that we're in where violence is what we condone or accept. And that's in my school and out my. Sinetta tell you, one time me and Sinetta standing outside, we was waiting to go interview David Banner. As we waiting to go interview him, we standing outside. This brother out of the shadows just comes out of nowhere. Sinetta's not in my school. This brother comes out of the shadows and starts walking up to Sinetta. I immediately go to protect Sinetta. Now the brother just wanted to rap with Sinetta. That's all. That's all he wanted to do. I immediately go into protection mode because that's what we should see. In that moment, when that brother hit him, that brother should have been removed. If that was an ISUPK event, he would have been kicked out. We would apologize to Tommy, bought him a goddamn drink or something, a wine, or did something. We wouldn't have bought him no hoes, no. But we would have bought him a drink or something, and we would have kept the event going.
Yep.
It would have not have been that stain. And the only thing that they would know now today is that somebody tried to get Tommy. Tommy was protected by the company that invited him to the event, and he was safe. Nobody even protected Tommy.
And they make a joke about it. That's what I'm saying. Years later, he ain't told me we checked that nigga. He telling me now you got smacked up like I'm just some nigga that got slapped like a bitch in front of him when I actually got punched in the back of the head by a little light nigga that couldn't even knock me out. He had a free shot. And I turned around to fuck this little nigga up. It was a little midget ass nigga. We would have had a fucking problem. I might not know how to say you whatever the way y'all said in New York. We don't play that shit in Atlanta. That's why I got a whole lot of mouth, and that's why I was up in that bitch by myself, and that's why the day ended, I was still by my fucking self, walking around them same New York streets. If niggas wanted it, they could have had it. It ain't no reason to do that over the fact that I showed ultimate respect. I was invited there by myself. I didn't come up there tuning and samboing. I came up there talking to people who might have wanted to hear my perspective. They asked for it. And now here it is 8 years later, I'm still getting talked to like I'm some kind of hoe. You got smacked up, nigga. Y'all know that if you had any integrity, you would never describe it that way, number one. And number two, you would have said that the nigga was wrong. How the fuck y'all gonna sit up there and try to beat up that thing when you know that man didn't hit me when I was standing face to face with him? That mean it did not happen. I'm not no tough Tony, and nobody should be trying to be tough. But I came to an event to talk to people, to give them a different perspective. And I did it on my own dime. So I wasn't crafty.
So the fact is, in the chat, I didn't bring up the conversation about the event, Cap. So first and foremost, Cap, when you said that I brought up the event, I didn't bring up the event in the chat. Secondly, I wasn't calling him a sample. So just so we can get back to the facts, that's what brought the conversation up. I wasn't calling him a sample.
The only thing I will say to you,
no, I'm just saying, like, so that could be addressed.
Right,
like,
no problem. Yeah, we can go there because
your response is entertained it. Like when he brought it up, you said we smacked you up. You said we got Thomas, and he just should have stayed down. You trying to backtrack, but it ain't working.
Let's say if the sample wasn't about him, I'm not gonna argue with that. But your first comment was that it's because we got Tommies in the community. So like, let's say if that was a comment before the sample. So let's say if the sample wasn't about him, this reverse. So let's say if it was you and somebody was saying, and they say because we got Q Butters in the community, and then you see Sambo right after that, you're going to assume that he's calling you was, you know what I'm saying? Because
that's fair. I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like if you would have just said the Sambo from the gate, then it's like I give you that, but I can't give it to you only because you already came in shitting on Tommy.
Well, now that statement, why I say we have Tommies, right? When the nature,
you ain't got to break it down.
I said you were right on that, but
okay, no sweat. And just no. I'm gonna let you go. I just want to say this. So long as we know that it was the Tommy and Sambo comment together, it wasn't just the Sambo comment. It was because you said we got Tommies in the community and then the Sambo. And this is just me just listening. If you didn't put the Tommy in there, because when you said that, it made me scroll up on the comments. So when I scrolled up on the comments, I looked right above that, and I'm like, damn, if he would have said because we got the Zaryaks in the community and then say Sambo after that, I'm thinking this nigga's on one. I'm not thinking that he's saying, no, it's other people that are Sambos. You're calling me a Sambo. But you can speak. You can speak your piece. I just want to lay that part out.
Now, you said it was perceptionary, but in that same space, it was in response to the conversations that y'all was having. So I did say that we have Tommies in the community. And why I say we have Tommies in the community, Tommies represents in speech people who would create the most egregious forms of analogies to create a point. Going from him being slapped in an event and me stating what could have happened differently to bringing up Dalen Roof to try to create an equivalent there creates a space where the conversation is not well respected. And
if you even said it in a respectful way, you wouldn't have said and keep saying you got slapped at an event. But you think it's cute for 8 years for me to keep hearing from black folks mischaracterizing what happened and then laughing as they do it for 8 damn years. You get mad if white folks kept lying on you for 8 damn
understandable.
Years.
I ain't gonna lie. Like it's understandable the emotions you have from it. I'm not saying it's not. You know what I mean? We haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it's not, but what I was referring to specifically was the content, the speak, the sentence. Like, we can have it. Like I said, we can dead it.
Remember,
there's one question. We can dead it.
If I could just want to say one thing. You said it's understandable the emotions that you have for me, right? When you came on this stage, Tommy didn't say nothing. He let you speak. If you don't make those two comments, is there any emotion at all? Or is it just you just commenting?
Based off of what he said.
Meaning if you don't, if because there's Tommies in here, and then the Sambo, and stuff like that, to set off that you on some shit, do we have that conversation?
No.
Thank you. So you're the one that. So you would have to say
he just understands time. He just said.
No, I understand the part with the Dylan Storm.
And that's what I would. No. He just said that he has people always bringing it up. So it wasn't just me. He said people. So that's why I said.
That's after you set it off, though.
No, but I said I can understand the emotions you have from them. I'm saying I understand.
But he wouldn't have them emotions if you didn't emotionally respond first.
If myself, if the event never happened, he wouldn't have those emotions.
What I'm talking about, I've been aside. It's been aside. This is what I need.
If I didn't sit in the chat, he wouldn't have that.
So you can't make it like Tommy's the emotional one. You have to say
I
you was the
I didn't say he was emotional. I said I understand the emotions that he has in the situation.
But it's predicated. It ain't predicated on the situation 8 years ago. It's predicated on you bringing it up. Excuse me, you calling him a. No, I didn't say he said that.
That's
no, I heard you say.
Responding to him.
I get that.
You have to
towards you, right? But what I'm saying is that he wouldn't have had no emotions towards you for that at all if you didn't come in with the Tommy and Sambo. That's what set him off. Like if we go in chronological,
bro, I agree with what you said before.
No, I'm saying that, but when you make it seem, it's almost like a scapegoat tactic when you say, yeah, I understand why you got these emotions from me. It's still not holding the, like you accepted it when I said it. But accountability is not even bringing up the emotion. He had every right to respond because you set it off.
I said that. I said he was right for that. That's what I understand. Bro, I'm not mad. I said his response, yo, bro, I play ball. I'm a sports head. I'm hood. Like this ain't nothing but talk shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the last thing I said in the chat was we can dead it. You know what I'm saying? All I established was I didn't bring it up. If I said something that it brought like you said, the Tommy point, I take accountability for that. And what I was going to say was that statement was in regards to what y'all was saying at the time, though.
Like even the woman in the comment section, she said, Ron, she said, so he can say what he wants to say and no one can respond. What he said about reparations could have offended people. Do you see how women, and this is when I talk about black women, that's a black woman who should have been for de-escalation, but this woman is trying to push the point that I said something about reparations, which white folks ain't gave you, but what I said, because it ain't in line with what you felt, I should have to deal with some repercussions, which makes no sense, number one. And number two, I have always had this show open, and if anybody want to talk to us, they can. So nobody's had a problem with, if you had a thing to say back to me, you can say it too. You can say it. So to sit up here and say,
I think everything is offended.
No, how about being adults? This person said, that's a black ass person on that picture. She might have used another person. That's fine. But
about
what I said about reparations, that would be weird. So it's a white person that used a black picture who's upset at what I said about reparations. Fine,
So drop trolling on that one. He got to be trolling on that one. But I definitely think that was out of pocket and out of seasoning, because what don't we say that offends people? I say shit that offends people. You say shit that offends people. That ain't even the point we talk about right now. What we trying to do is between Q Butter and yourself, work out this issue that Q Butter set off in the chat. That's what we talk about. I don't even know why the fuck we talk about reparations right now. It's pointless. Reparations. Now that's something that you and Q can talk about it, or me, you and Q can talk about it if that's something we want to talk about. But in this moment right now, we're resolving this issue so that way it don't have to come up again. I don't know why she chose to do that. I wouldn't have highlighted it. I understand why you do. But we can go. We can keep going.
I can tell you why I did it. And here's the biggest thing. I think what hurt me about any of that is I showed many of these men, when I dealt with them, nothing but respect. Butter came over and he was able to talk on my show, talk about his school, talk about what he did. And I showed him nothing but mad love, my coon audience and all of that. I didn't bring him on there and make a fool out of him. I brought him in front of them and said, this is a black man that's doing some good shit. And yet these men don't care how you treat them, how you deal with them, how well you deal with their family. It's because the niggas around them say, he's a coon, so they must dislike you. And Cap, you know it, because they tried to pull the same crap to you, didn't they? Some niggas fall for it. I can't be cool with a nigga that's nice to me. I need to let everybody know I'm pro-black. So I have to say he's cool too. A nigga who's never done anything to you? That's what's heartbreaking about this. They get to see me, hang with me, and see me treat them well. But because the niggas that's with them say, that's a coon, how you gonna be cool with a coon? It's the cult factor. You should be able to be your own man and look at these people and say, my dealings with them ain't your dealings with them. You might see them that way. I don't, because I personally dealt with them for longer than 5-minute video that you saw.
Well, like I said, I hear your position. I'll have to get my anecdotal space. Speech does have repercussions where I'm from.
Facts.
You know, and so like I can name a lot of people that I'm associated with. Unfortunately, their speech got them in some really bad situations. And so I'm more one, and to look at the entirety of the situation and say, how can we all grow from it? And to me, the growth is recognizing that if I were to see someone talking crazy about the ISPUK, crazy all the time, crazy about them, and then somebody does an event that has ISPUK there, and that person shows up, and you get washed, that's part of the cycle of your words. And that's the world that we live in. You see what I mean? Like, you got to be mindful of what you say. That's why I don't go around.
Why wasn't a black woman then, since I talked about black woman? Why didn't a black woman whip my ass, number one? Why is it with a black woman were allowed me to be able to speak my point across?
Can I just finish this point? I just want to finish this one so I can be on the same. Our ability to recognize the nature of the response in our speech is part of communication. You know, it's part of maturity. You know, and I've said this to many people, that's like, you know, we can say what we want. That's the world we're in. However, also the time it takes to package your message in a way that's also received in a certain way, it's just the world we live in. Now, in the YouTube world, I didn't understand this shit. So at the event that was put together, Cap, that event was a combination of Black empowerment, let's be real, college babies, and a combination of we trying to get this YouTube people together. And so the people that were in some of these settings were also confused as to the different invitees to the event and the way in which the event was being organized, because it was being projected as if this was a unity event about Black empowerment. So the people here should be centered on Black empowerment first, and then we bring in other people. So that's where you saw some of the contention in the conversation, because it wasn't just about unifying with just anybody in the streets. It was about, this is what it was sold as to different factions in the community. And this is why now in New York City, there's such a complete separation of what the YouTube community does and what the actual Black empowerment community does. So you won't see, especially since COVID, any of those people that you saw pretty much at that event really involved in anything that's really about Black empowerment. You'll see them maybe about a defeat. You'll see them about, you know, interviews, but you won't see them setting up a camp for kids. You won't see them setting up a women's shelter. You won't see them being involved in men's empowerment or children empowerment after school centers. And that era was the actual separating of that group. And now it's just the YouTube group. And then you got the people that do shit in the world group. And so I was confused at the time as to how these groups was mixed together. And also what I was saying before about speech. Because in the world I'm understanding, you know, when you say something, it got repercussions, but in the YouTube world, it's completely different. Garfield, well, let me say this. This isn't just only about you, because Garfield, right, at the time, Tommy, you never said that crazy. Garfield told me, and we cool now, but he literally told me, yo, your mom should have asked you off and this and that. I'm like, what? I've never heard nobody tell me nothing like this. The same event, he gets on the microphone and apologizes. No, you can't play no Roblox. They want to play Roblox all the time. Roblox. And he apologized at the event, and I was like, yo, bro, you just told me that it was up, and one of my moms to the son. I'm like, this is crazy. But the YouTube world has this world where you can talk crazy about somebody and be cool the next day. No, it's just different. You know what I mean? And you can get away with that type of stuff. So I didn't understand that, and I didn't really know how that was working in the community. And so a lot of the people who were at the event were putting YouTube
what in the hell kind of
and social media world into the real world, and that shit is completely separate now. So I understand.
I get it, that everything you're saying, it's justification. I didn't say anything to that man disrespectful at all. So it's just like with Cap. If somebody come and they talk shit about Christ or whatever it is, and they show up in an event and they're supposed to debate, why the fuck would he go up, beat him up saying, I heard what you said about Christ?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. And like somebody in your comment section said, When you do shit like that to somebody that already thinks negative of you, validate it. If I think niggas are too stupid to be able to have regular conversations, because these will be the same people that'll debate a white supremacist and won't go punch him. I ain't seen now one of y'all sit up there and beat up Jared Taylor. Think about it. The white supremacists done said all time of wild shit. They don't beat them up. At all. But me, because I've said something that they can't even point out the lie I've told, and to try to make it sound like I've said something so egregious. But the people invited me there. And before you and the other people came, nobody else was trying to fight. So why would you say, I don't know what's going on here, but I need to be the one to stop to set the shit off? That is disrespectful to the house you just walked into. The house you walked into invited this man. The house you walked into ain't trying to fight. You got some nerve coming in somebody else's house talking about some, yo, bro, from such and such side, we about to set it off. Even though you in those people's houses and they're not saying anything to you, they seem fine. If it bothers you that much, get the fuck out. You should leave because everybody else is fine. Why wouldn't we say that as adults? Everybody else here is fine. Nobody's arguing. Nobody's having any beef. What dude was mad about was everybody seeing happy to see me. Y'all did it to that girl Sci-Fi the night before. Sci-Fi was a girl that was pro-black, hated me. Soon as she saw me in person, you know what she did, Cap?
You do.
Took a picture with me, put it on the internet. Them whole niggas sit up there, and I'm not talking about you when I say whole niggas, because I don't know if you're the one who said something to her. But them whole niggas sit up there and told that girl, you taking pictures with that sample and putting it on your page. She had to take it down. Not because she wasn't happy she took it, but because some hating ass niggas had a problem with her doing it.
That's crazy.
And that's what happened with that dude. That dude had a problem when he tried to ask me all these questions that was supposed to make me look bad in front of the people and make them hate me. And it didn't work. Same thing with you. When the people came up here trying to say things or write in the comment section to make you hurt me, to make you hate me. When it don't work, they try to turn the entire group of, oh, so y'all are all just up here with the coon fest, huh? So when people want you to hate as a group, because I had done nothing wrong, and the black women were sitting up there, one of the black women stood in front of me, held me, and said, this is ridiculous. She was hurt. But then, what was it, 6 months later, after they said, you saved that coon from the ass whooping he deserved. I then found myself online. She pops up. What did she say? I'm now a coon out her mouth. When right then, she was like, he did nothing wrong. And that's the problem with black folks. Y'all are a fucking cult. Y'all sit around and try to do shit to other black folks and think it's about the conscious community. I don't see how a conscious community can say, you said something on YouTube I didn't like. And where I'm from, if you say certain things, you get your ass beat. Then when you sit and talking about white folks, when you say fuck cops, fry and bacon, they should be able to shoot your ass down because you talking shit about them. Why wouldn't they be able to? When you say fuck white people, why wouldn't random white people be able to go after those niggas? But y'all would get mad if they did it. If we...
All right, y'all. There's still about 40 more minutes left. I'm going to end it there. Y'all want to see how I ended? I just shared it on the commune wall, and Tazariak is also tagged in the title. Gapster, got anything?
Nope, just peace out, people. Tired.
Peace up. M-Town down.
Yeah, yay.
So cold, but I'm so hot. Dope boys. With them knives. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. That Nate Graham headed straight to the block. Pirates, this water till it's hot. Mix it double up, turn a little to a lot. Right hand on the cell phone, take an order. Left hand 360 motor to a lot. Blue holler tips, got switches on the Glock. State gang, true stickers can't be stopped. Laughing at you haters while I'm thumbing through the paper. Says long live to the bottom, won't you meet me at the top? The nigga ain't shit, yeah, get that a lot. Won't be deterred and I won't be stopped. Shaq Diesel number one, I post up on the block. 24/7 cause the hustle don't stop. 31 flavor, take an order like a waiter. I be selling more gas than a local truck stop. 1,200 strong for a pound to the zop. Got me shining, I'm a star. Ask about me, I am legend. They gon' tell you who we are. Fuck these niggas, fuck these bitches. Get money, all I know. No love for these bitches. Never saving these hoes. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not.
When I'm thinking about the past, yeah, gon' get some knots, gang, we at the spot. If we ever was short, then it's back to the block, you probably get shot. Every day's a sudden change, we getting money, that's one thing that's never gon' stop. Real dope boys do what it takes, playing high stakes, living to die. Do your time, keep it quiet, no matter who you are, don't get what you got. Stack it up, that's the bond to stay fresh. Oh, they think that you're not. Take a roll with a hoe, they gon' let you go. Somebody's gonna say you ain't hot. Just invest in yourself, don't worry about nobody else. There ain't no handout. If you say the same, put it on the chain. Let them see you ain't tied down. Got a couple rings, did a lot of things. I ain't really gon' talk about it. Give me a trade, get your bitch to go. She gon' show up and show out. So don't ask me what a dope at, cause you already around.
The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy, fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm